Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Yo, it's been a long time, it feels like, but we're here live in studio in the ROC. Back at it. Number 240, Austin. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
240, man. Woohoo. We're here. Ooh. And I'm your host, the M-Balm, live in studio, the ROC. And I have with me none other than the man, the myth, the legend, the Dash Man.
What's up, you beautiful peeps?
Austin Dash. My longtime beloved co-host of the M-Balm Effect.
Yeah.
6 years, and we're here doing the damn thing because that's what we do. Can you believe it? It's been that long.
6 fucking years, dude. Like,
6
holy
years.
shit.
Where's the freaking time going, man?
Out the window, apparently.
Let me tell you something, dude. It's been a long time coming. I feel like it's been a long time since we've been in studio.
Mm-hmm.
I was in here with the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan from Perspectives. I was in here with him.
How's he doing?
He's doing all right. He's been busy, but hey, you know, we're all busy. We're all trying to live our lives the best way we can possibly live them.
Like Dan Silly.
Like Dan Silly, which, you know, who knows what he's been up to lately. I haven't seen any updates lately. I'm sure I will in the coming weeks, maybe the months, maybe the days. I don't know. We haven't really kept tabs on Dan Silly in the last few weeks.
We'll see something eventually. I don't know.
How you been, man? I mean, it's been a little bit, so...
well, I feel much better. Yeah, no, I'm sorry I couldn't come to the show because I was sick. I was fighting a nasty-ass cold. There's, like, something going around, so...
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I had a respiratory infection, like, a month ago now. Like, I talked about that. It screwed us because we were supposed to go see Stained and Breaking Benjamin over in Saratoga Falls. We had everything paid.
Oh, you didn't even go?
We didn't get to go.
No!
Initially, why we took the episode off was because my wife and I had planned this for months, and then that happened. Then Harrison was kind of feeling a little sick, so we're like, well, and I told Kat, I go, dude, I will go. I will stand in the rain and get pneumonia to watch this show. We spent like $500 and something on this thing, and because we couldn't figure out somebody watching Harrison for that time, because we didn't want to get anyone sick.
Right.
I was like, you know what? There's nothing we can do, and now we're out that money, and yeah,
that blows. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, it's a whole thing. It's a whole calamity. But you know what? We're here now, live in living color. Just we're gonna make up for it. I told I would make it up. We'll make it up.
Oh yeah, dude. There's plenty of other concerts and shows you can go to. I mean, shit. I would love to go to. There's one in Ohio called like a Rock Marathon or something like that.
Rock Marathon.
It's like a giant rock festival, and it's got so many big bands, and it's in like Columbus, Ohio, which is like right by where my brother is. So I was like, yeah. I definitely want to go down there and do that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look, been listening to Stain and Breaking Benjamin for many, many years, over 20 years, and we were excited to go, and we got screwed. We got screwed
by sickness.
Well, that's just it. It was May, dude. It was like, here I am in the middle of May, and I have this stupid upper respiratory infection that I thought was at first it was allergies. And then it transitioned into something completely worse. Full blown, go fuck yourself. You're not going to go see the show. You're going to stay home, and you're going to be just miserable and barely able to breathe.
I think that's probably what I had too. I think I had a respiratory infection too.
Well, what was your symptoms?
It literally, like, it just felt like a chest cold. Like, just all of it was like right in the chest. Like, it was hard to breathe. Well, not hard to breathe, but it just felt like an elephant was like weighing on my chest, and
it'll do it.
I had like major, like, I was coughing up phlegm like nonstop, just right there, and I was just like, yeah, nah, it's like, fuck this. I didn't want to get anyone sick.
No, it's not fun. You want to get nobody sick.
And then it went to congestion, and then I was getting like major headaches and shit. I was like, nah.
Yeah, it's not fun when this happens to you, especially when you're out of all that money and you're already expected to go and do this fun
that's
thing.
that
sucks.
wow.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm so sorry, dude. That's oh my god.
All right, shit happens, dude.
That's heartache, dude.
It is. It's heartache, but you know what's not heartache is the people that are on with us now, right now. Annalise says, "Hi, hello, hi, Annalise, hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello. We're back in action after a few weeks off. It's summer, baby. It's officially summer.
Yes, first day of summer, man.
I don't do the summer bod thing. I do the bulk body summer. So right now I'm currently sitting at 221 pounds. I'm trying to at least intake 4,000 calories a day if I can.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm looking to shoot for 230, man. And then I'm gonna try to after that. My plan right now is to see where I'm at in December or so, and then start the cutting phase.
Okay.
See what happens there.
Okay.
Candace says, hi, y'all. Hello, Candace. How are you? Rose is on with us. She says, hello. Erica says, howdy. Let's go. Love the intro. Thank you for that. Let's go. I think you meant 240 episodes. I mean, technically, if you want to get technical, we've done more episodes than 240, but
yeah.
But some of them got lost in the shuffle. Other ones were kind of like, especially in the beginning when we did the show split, when we had a lot of people on, we did 3 and 3 Afterburn and the show Blitz that we used to do.
Oh yeah, my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So technically we probably are over 250 episodes, maybe even closer to 300 at this point, depending. But on the main, I know it's all confusing, but whatever. She says, hey chats, let's interact. Yeah. Let's get everyone in there. DJ Primal's in there. Says,
Primal,
what's up? What's up, man? We got to get you back in studio, dude.
Yes,
I know you've been busy.
I fucking miss him.
Yeah, dude, he's been at it with all kinds of different things. I've seen some of his stuff on there. I don't scour Facebook too much as usual anymore. I try to,
which is kind of a good thing, honestly. You don't want to deal with all the drama and shit.
Well, dude, trust me, I know. I've been seeing it. So I try to stick to the M-Balm Effect page. I see some bullshit on there once in a while, but at least I'm not seeing I see enough on there. I'll leave it at that. And then that's just about it. I mean, I scour the internet enough to look up different topics and stuff to talk about, or details and the stuff that we plan on talking about, which tonight we're going to be talking about a couple of different things, actually. Just quite a few things. We have a lot to talk about, actually.
Deep dive.
One being the unfortunate tragedy that happened in Rochester with the 5-year-old Zy'Jay St. Pierre. I saw in the comments of the post hyping in tonight's episode, somebody was saying it was too soon. And I was like, it's more or less. I'm not trying. Let's just put it this way. I think it's up for discussion. I think we should talk about it. As a parent myself, I think it's important because, we all understand that kids do the most spontaneous things.
They do the darndest things.
They do. And they do the most spontaneous things, like run out in the road if you don't watch them and if you're not holding their hand, or they can yank their hand away from you. I do want to dive deep into that when we get to that topic. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'd like to talk about in that sense, because I think it's important to kind of be proactive of how you watch and maybe secure your kid so that way this incident doesn't happen or occur anywhere else.
Now it's like I kind of understand does no one likes to, the little kid leash or whatever. It's like,
well, I want to talk about that.
But it's like when they become mobile and they're just curious about everything and want to get into everything, they're curious. Yeah, that's when it's like, okay, now I understand. It's like, I get it.
DJ Primal says, finally got a new job as well. No more overnights. Work now at Delta Sonic. Run around the house. Well, that's your job too, is OnlyFans. It's DJ Primal running around the house completely nude, and that's what he's got going. So on Twitch, where his normal stream is, that's the normal stuff he puts out. He's got a secret OnlyFans that you can do more things, like maybe $50 to subscribe for that. I think that, it's a good business model.
Walking around naked. Hey, that's like the best feeling ever. Especially if it's like you have your own apartment. Shit.
Well, you got a balcony, right?
Yeah, I do.
There you go. You can do some airplane helicopter swirls and say, "Hey, world, I'm here. Let's go."
What's up?
You know what I'm saying? You got the skyscrapers in the background. Austin, you have the probably the best platform to do that on.
Oh my God.
You have the best place you can do this at. The ROC will literally be rock hard with the Dash Man just doing
Just
his thing.
helicoptering my dick, you know. Just,
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Rochester has a lot of other things going on. You could be the one that saves the day and
just
distracts.
helicoptering my dick, just saying, hi, everyone. How is everyone?
You can distract everybody. You know what they say? Small things come with big packages, or whatever the case may be. Well, this is the guy. This is the guy to do it. He will do it, and he will make sure that again, you're like the Dash Man, the superhero.
Dude, you know what? I like that. I like the sound of that.
I like the sound of it too. You got to save the world, Austin. One helicopter swing at a time.
One helicopter dick at a time.
That's correct, Mundo. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. So why not just do it? And all the Kia boys will crash.
You know, don't think twice about like wanting to like
when they see this. Yeah, when they see this gigantic thing
Just
coming from a guy who's only 5'2", they're gonna be like, okay, that's impressive, and now I'm intimidated. And a little
like-
turned on, by the way.
Like, oh shit! Oh shit!
And that's the way it's gonna be here in the rock hard city of Rochester.
Dude, you'll never see it coming. You know.
And then you're gonna go, you're. That's the car. That's the sound the car is gonna be making as they are distracted and they lose control of the vehicle they had just stolen from Grandma Old Millie, who's 82 years old, living on Park Avenue in a very expensive house.
Oh my god!
And there's nothing anybody can do about it. It'll be over. It'll be done and said. It'll be just that's the way it goes. And yeah, it'll be because of you on your balcony where you live.
Well, I mean, first off, Park Ave doesn't even isn't
I know.
even not even near.
I know it's not near you, but they could drive from Park Ave to where you're going.
True.
And then all of a sudden they're distracted because they're passing by and they go, oh, and then they
like,
swerve.
oh.
Yes, and that's just the way it's gonna go.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's the way it's gonna go, and nobody can do a thing about it. You know?
I don't care. I really don't care.
Essentially, you really don't care because you're just out there hanging out, rocking
I
out
don't
with your
give
cock
two
out.
flying fucks. I don't give two shits.
None at all.
Nope.
You don't care.
I don't give two massive two shits.
There's nothing you can do about it. Erica says, I literally told my sons, which I never thought about telling them, but do not climb on bridges. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to the children part of it, though, when Austin's out there, you gotta make sure your kids are not seeing that, first of all. Second of all, yeah, don't climb on these railings that are out there. You know, do we want to dive into that first? Do we want to dive into that first?
It's up to you, brother. I mean,
we can dive into the first. I mean, it's a sad situation altogether, dude.
is.
And honestly, it's like when you look at this stuff, you're like, it sucks. There's nothing you can do, and
like it's tragedy. It's tragic. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
excuse me.
let's see here. I'm gonna get the. So basically, what ended up happening? Oh God, what is it? 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah,
It's
it
like
was
3 weeks ago. A horrible tragedy happened, and this child who's no longer with us is not. He's not. Yeah, they haven't even found him yet. And Zy'Jay was his name. This is the bridge in Rochester right now. Well, I don't know if it's right now that like this. I haven't been there now in a few weeks, but it did have all the balloons out there and whatnot. And
It's probably not there anymore.
I don't know. I know they had the balloons and all that. They had it all set up. Dude, look at that railing though. I mean, we've all been down that. I mean, you and I have at least have been down there. We know how.
I was
low
gonna say, which bridge is that? Is that Broad Street?
Yes,
You
it's
know,
it's where Dinosaur and all that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
like literally right by my work, actually.
yeah. I mean, the library's right around the corner.
Yeah. Actually, right where the bridge is, all the way across. That's actually where I. There's a park right there. That's where I go for like my breaks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And I got to say, I checked the rapids, and I'm like, there were some days where it's like the water was completely like it was low, and then there was days where it's like it was running rapids, and I'm like. I'm really hoping like it was a low tide so they could find this kid, but if it's like running rapids, like if anything, I mean that poor kid. I mean, like if you get into those rivers, I mean, like that's game over. I'm sorry, but it's like because like that leads to the freaking falls, and then yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you look at it, it's definitely. Yeah, that's exactly
That's freaking
it.
traumatizing as for anyone. I mean, like, not only just losing for a kid, I mean, like, what that kid was going through. Like,
yeah, dude. Look, I mean, just seeing the kid, like going down to Rochester a little bit
that
after
breaks
it
my
happened,
heart, man.
It is heartbreaking, and even just looking at the skyscrapers and thinking about what happened in that area, it's just like, dude, it's depressing, especially when you have your. So it is one of those things where people are like, oh, when you have a kid, it's going to change your way of thinking and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And lo and behold, dude, they ain't lying. Like, it does make a difference, man. When you're a parent and you see stuff like this, it does affect you just a little bit more.
Yeah, like I mean, I'll say this: I'm not a parent either, but like, I am an uncle. I have four beautiful nieces. Well, one niece and 3 nephews. That'd be your boy. And but yeah, no, when I see that shit, it's just like, I mean, like that's the first thing that comes to my head. It's like, nah, I can't, nah, Not when it's like your own, or it's like, but still, like, kids.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
It's heartbreaking, dude. It really is.
That's why you always got to keep an eye on your kids. Like, I mean, especially when they're like at that young age. I mean, like, I don't know. Wait, how old was this kid?
He was 5.
I was gonna say he looks like he'd be like old. 3 or 5. Damn.
Oh, dude. This one here is this picture here is a little bit. It's one of those ones. I mean, just you have a picture of him there with his Transformers toy.
Oh.
And then he got the dinosaur plushie, which it reminds me of my son, dude. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, look, they got Bluey plushies there, and Bingo, and
I like how he's hanging out with his Transformers. It's like my dude. That's my that's my boy, man. He likes Transformers. That's my dude.
Man, I know. It's just I don't know.
It's sad.
I guess so. I had listeners. And I don't want to sit here and accuse anybody of anything, but there was some concerns that people had sent my way. And there's photos of text messages that the mother had sent to a friend in regards to her son, allegedly. I don't even want to sit there and say this is actually something that actually happened. I want to say allegedly, because I don't know if it's true or not.
Is there backstory to this?
So I don't know, Austin. I just know this, that initially when I talked to Jordan, we kind of brought it up a little bit, and I was just like, yeah, people were talking shit on Facebook saying, oh, the mother threw her kid over there, which has been proven not true.
I was going to say, like, what mother would do that to their kid? I mean, like,
right.
You'd have to really be clinically insane.
But the problem is like, we don't know. And there was allegedly a video from security footage that police already had kind of looked at, and they confirmed that what was said was true, that she lost control of the kid because she had a stroller with another child. He ran ahead of her, climbed the railing, and unfortunately fell into the Genesee River. So, again, this could happen to anybody, but people are out there having concerns with these text messages that I received via the M-Balm Effect Facebook page. And listeners were sending them to me, and I have a few of those screenshots, which, to be honest with you, it's one of those things where I'm not sure. I mean, we can talk about it, but I'm not going to sit here and say this is something that is fishy or anything like that. I don't want to make accusations, but I will say allegedly this is stuff that we have been brought to our attention. And I think it's important to talk about it before we get into the other side of it. But
yeah, I mean, like, listen, kids will be kids, and it's like this day and age, if you're not watching your kids, you're not disciplining your kids, you're not if you're not teaching them anything, they're gonna roam rampant. I mean, like, curiosity killed the cat, literally, like. And it's like you gotta like stop those, oh God, I'm trying to think of the word. Impulses.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those impulsive thoughts, ignore them. Those kids, they don't know what that means, and they're like, oh, this will be fun. Like, they're still at that kid age, and it's like no, don't do that.
Yeah, so I have the text messages here. Let's get them up.
What's it say?
All right, so it's a little hard to see, I'm sure. Let's just.
I can't fucking see that.
Can't see that, Austin?
I need my reader's glasses.
All right, I'll get them up here on a bigger scale for you, so that way you can see them. And so this is apparently, allegedly, from the mother to a friend. So it starts off with the one bubble saying, yeah, dropped layoff now at Vanna's. What you doing? None. I'm getting ready to go that way myself. I was going to ask what house I go to for the dime, which you can assume what the hell that is.
Oh, yeah. That drugs.
Next bubble says it's a wooden fence. I'm finna try look up address. I gotta walk blank house and get the stroller though because this bitch will be walking today. I'm not carrying shit. Fuck both these MF kids. Okay. Then the last bubble says they dad need to give you a break. So that's conversation number one, which that doesn't show any red flags there, right? I mean, there's nothing crazy about that one per se.
No, but like I mean, hey, parenting, that's what happens when you have kids. Like,
so that's the first one. Now I don't know what you want to talk about in that sense. It's the next one I'm about to show you that raised some red flags, I guess.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is the one that I think people really, really got upset about and sent my way.
Oh boy.
So
this I gotta see.
Okay, so let's get this one up here on our end. It says, girl, no, this boy gotta go. The bubble next to that says, what happened? And allegedly, this is what the mother told her friend. Again, I don't know if this is the mother or not, or if these text messages are legit. This is what was sent my way, and I did see this circulating on comments on different posts about this situation. So allegedly, this is what the mother posted or texted. He keep pissing, but what make matters worse is this MF sits and pisses on himself wide the fuck awake in school clothes. I told his father when he get his house, don't send his ass the fuck back. To be honest, I don't even give a fuck if he stops and is the greatest kids ever. Keep that motherfucker right where the fuck he be at. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Ooh, so that's okay.
Now, I know what people are saying. I know what people are insinuating, and I don't want to insinuate this.
I don't want to insinuate that either.
People are insinuating that the mother basically let this happen on purpose.
Did it on purpose, yeah.
I don't think that is the case.
I don't think
personally, I don't think that is the case. I don't have proof that this is the case, so I will not sit here and say this is exactly what happened.
See,
and I know the family's grieving because I've seen people from the family that this kid belonged to, like family members posting, and all that stuff. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say that anyone did anything with malice. And so what I want to talk about is this. Parents normally get mad because kids can be frustrating. I think any parent can tell you right now, there's times where you get frustrated.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you're like trying to get rid of your kid.
No.
Okay. Now, granted, I probably wouldn't use the verbiage that she used in those text message threads to talk about my kid.
Yeah.
I mean, but everyone's got their own way of coping, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying it's right. But to sit there and insinuate that the mother let her kid basically jump the rail on purpose is a little bit...
That's a little bit far-fetched.
It's a little bit much.
I mean, like, unless there's, like, you have, like, proof or you have, like, that she has got some motive and she's, like, known to be this way. I mean, that's a different story. But if a family's grieving, especially a fucking 5-year-old...
Yeah, dude.
Like, that's not something to joke about. And, like, everyone has... I mean, like, yeah, everyone gets sick and tired of their fucking kids. And then, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the one thing I tell. Don't have kids if you can't handle them.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the thing, man. There's a lot of people out there that have kids that probably shouldn't have kids.
Literally. Oh, my gosh.
I just think that it's a little crazy that people... I mean, look. Yeah, I get where people are going to come up with this stuff and say, oh, look how she talks about her kid. There's no way that she didn't do this on purpose. It's like, no, there is a way that she didn't do this on purpose. I'm sure that wasn't the case. I'm sure that she got really frustrated. Now, look, whatever's happening behind the scenes, we don't know.
And every mom has their days. Yeah, like they get frustrated if their kid's not behaving or cooperating. Like, no one wants to, punish their kids, but it's also at the same time, it's
punch or punish?
Punish. I said punish.
I was going to say, please don't punch your kid.
Punch. No, don't punch. No, don't punch your kids. We do not condone that. Punish your kids.
Don't do Chris Benoit shit to your kid.
It's like, I was never like...
You were clotheslined. You were given elbow drops and German suplexes.
Literally, yeah, exactly. I mean, me and my brother would fight, so I mean, like that's like a normal thing at our house. Yeah. But like one thing I would never do is just the one thing I hate is like getting like my parents upset, and like I hate the yelling. So it's just like, you know what? I don't want to be around that.
I agree.
I don't want to be around that.
I agree. Erica says, my youngest is turning 5 in September. This tragedy definitely pulls at my heart. Most awful way to talk about your child. This is the last thing you say about your child. Then he falls off a bridge. Oh my God. And then Erica says, yeah, but let me tell you, as a mom of 6 with no support system or many friends in the black sheep, you just have no right to talk about your blessing like that. That's just nasty way to talk about a baby. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I do not condone what was said on these text threads. I don't at all. And it's a little worrying that she's saying that she's going to go grab a dime with the kids. But I mean, what American family doesn't grab dimes with their kids, I guess. But I don't know. Right?
I mean,
right,
Austin?
Austin?
Coins, or you're talking about like dime bags?
I think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
we don't want to insinuate that either, but I will tell you this though. Yeah, I don't agree with the verbiage there. I don't agree to talk about your child like that. I don't think, but I also don't understand why. I guess somebody would talk or say that, oh, that means she let this happen on purpose. I don't claim that to be the case.
I don't either. I think it's more of like she's frustrated, or maybe it's like a really bad situation between her and her baby daddy, and like, I mean,
and I don't know if this is true or not, Austin, but they're saying that both the mother and the father had opened up GoFundMes, which, again, I mean, I don't see the big deal about that in the sense of like
for funeral
right,
costs, like,
that's what I'm saying.
That, like,
right, exactly. The point I'm trying to make there is, yes, that's exactly it. I mean, of course, it's with a GoFundMe when it comes to like things like that. Absolutely, you know, I get it. Again, though, there's not been any updates on them finding his body.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
There's a good chance that kid is not going to be found, especially like
But here's the thing: they've been finding adults in the Genesee River lately. Around the same time this happened, it's like they have to at least at some point try to find him somewhere. He's got to be somewhere. He's got to be somewhere out there.
My guess is like, and I hate to say this, he's probably like right where the falls is. That's what I don't. Huh?
We got a caller.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, you're on the M-Balm Effect.
Yeah, hi. This is the zookeeper.
Motherfucker, I remember you.
Isn't this the guy that used to be on the show?
Yeah.
I think I might have been on the show one of these long years ago.
Dude, how the hell are you, man? It's been, what, 2 years now?
God.
It's been a long time.
No,
guys.
it's been
How's
3 years.
Everybody going on?
It's been 3 years, actually. You got to
Yeah.
think, 2022 was the last time you were on the show. It's 2025. I can't believe that 3 years went by so fast.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, how the hell are you, man?
You know, time flies. I've been doing good. Been keeping busy. I wanted to call in and check in with everybody. I know it's been a while since you've heard from the zookeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's been a hot minute, bro.
Now, Zoo, I know you're in the ROC area, and I'm sure you're aware of what's going on with this 5-year-old incident with Zy'Jay. Tell me, what are your thoughts on that process? Like the whole thing that happened. Do you think they're going to find him soon? Do you think is there even a chance that this kid somehow survived and is somewhere alive?
So M-Balm, let me tell you what. You know, I was watching the show a little bit here. You know, I was kind of getting you know, acquainted with you know, all the facts, and you know, I saw the text messages apparently from the mother.
Yeah.
You know, I found that, you know, the text messages did not seem good, and at the end of the day, my heart goes out for the family.
Yeah, us too.
It's an awful way to lose a loved one, a child. It's not something I would wish upon anyone. With that being said, you know, to go in such a horrific way of, you know, falling off a bridge and, you know, watching them get swept away into a river and never be seen again. At the end of the day, I know that river. I've been down there plenty of times, you know, to the falls and all that. And, you know, with them shutting it down like that, there's realistically, from what I think happened, I think the boy got swept away downriver. Truthfully speaking, with the power and the current and how small of a child that was, I don't think there's any chance, he survived it. I mean, you never know. I've heard of crazier things, but if I were to be a betting man, I would, 99% chance, he's passed on, and unfortunately I don't know if they'll even ever find him.
Yeah, no.
That's.
I was just gonna say I agree with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, what's the weight of a 5-year-old, right? He's got to be at the minimum 30 to 50 pounds, right? That's nothing, especially with the
I think
currents of those waves.
Depends on the child too.
True.
I don't think he was a larger kid, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've seen 200-pound logs get swept away like nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that's water. That's just the strength of the water. So you try to fight it, doesn't matter. You're still gonna lose that battle.
That current's very strong. Especially and it's gonna go towards the falls too.
Well, that's just it. That there's no way he didn't go over those falls, and I hate to say that. And they found his jacket the few minutes or within the hour of him going over the railing. They found his jacket. So I don't know, man. It's sad. It sucks. I wish it didn't happen, but it's one of those things, dude, where you look at it and you go, what could you have done? What could you have done other than, and like I said, kids are spontaneous. They do whatever they want. And it's hard to be a single parent with 2 children, one in a stroller, one just that can run around. And that, I think, is what happened here, is that she had a lot of stuff going on. She had 2 kids to look after, and one was able to get away real fast and do this, which sucks. I don't like to see that happen, but it's the reality of it is, as a parent, you got to watch your kids and do everything at all costs to make sure this doesn't happen. But sometimes things happen so quickly you have no control over it. It's
that's why it's nice to have an extra pair of hands to watch your kids. I mean, no one wants to watch kids, but also at the same time, you gotta be can't behave like that. You gotta make sure they don't act like that.
Now, for people that don't know, who are new to the show, because we have a lot of new listeners within the last year or so, Zookeeper is actually somebody who started the show with me 6 years ago. It was me, Zookeeper, and another man named Uber Mike who started this show. And he's calling in right now. I think it has been 3 years since he's been on the show with us, but to be honest with you, Zoo, I mean, if you're up for it, and if everyone else is up for it, we might be able to get you back in for old times.
It's definitely been a long time, guys. It's good to reconnect with everybody, and I think that would be a pretty cool idea there. What are you thinking? A reunion episode? Is that what's in the works there?
That would be dope. We could do a little reunion.
We can do a reunion, and then we'll see how it goes. And if you wanna, if it wants to be, we could discuss more things.
Yeah,
man. Of course. I think it'd be cool, man. I think it would give that old school feel of the M-Balm Effect from years ago, and then we can.
I definitely agree. I think we had a really, we've always had a pretty good show. Even when I haven't been, unfortunately able to, make it, and due to life and how things go, I still checked in every now and then, watch the episodes when they come out. So it's I think it would definitely be a fun idea, guys. I'm up for it if you're up for it.
All right, I'll be down.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, shit, it'll be like the old times, man. It'll be the 3 amigos, the 3 originals.
The 3 amigos.
Yeah, 3 amigos.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, man.
3 amigos. I like that. And to all the listeners out there, we really appreciate you, and I'm sure there's from what I've seen, there's been a lot of love and support, and when we were in my time on the podcast, we had a lot of love from the the community and surrounding areas even, and
Yeah.
Even from around the country and around the world. I mean, from what you said, we got a couple. I hear we got a couple of out of country viewers now.
Yeah, we do. Actually, there's quite a few people that we've come across, met along the way. It's pretty fun, man. So, yeah, dude, if we got a plan on it, man. Let's do it soon, man. Let's do something soon. Just inbox us or text us or whatever the case. Maybe we can do a call after the fact, and then we can discuss it.
Yeah, I'll be in contact. We'll get something going, and we'll let the viewers know when the reunion episode is coming.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But
I have to ask though.
yeah.
I have to ask. How's my girl Joyce doing?
Oh, she's over here.
She's chilling like a villain over there.
I will say this. It's been a long time since she's had a nice lap dance. So when you get in here, she's gonna be a little frisky, Zookeeper. So just keep yourself
she's hot and
open for
ready?
this. Yeah, she's gonna be hot and ready for you. So don't worry. When you get in here, it'll be the first time in 3 years that this lady's had any action.
Can you ask Joyce if she misses me?
Of course. She might not be speaking right now. She's been kind of a bummer lately, but by the look
Has
of
she
her
been
eyes.
quiet lately?
Yeah, she's been very quiet.
She's always been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
She's always been pretty quiet.
She might not be quiet when you come in, but that's okay. We'll open her mouth again, and she'll be speaking words very soon.
Do the same thing like we
man.
did last time.
Yep. Never ceases to amaze me. I like the shenanigans we pull on this show, and Joyce has always been part of them. So most of the time.
Joyce has always been a pillar of the M-Balm Effect community, so we appreciate Joyce, and I wish her well.
Yes. We do too. But hey, it was good hearing from you, man. So let's get you in here soon.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me on, and I'll be in contact soon, and we'll do the reunion episode.
Sounds good,
Fuck
my
yeah,
man.
bro.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get heading here, and I'm going to watch the rest of the episode. It was good catching up.
Good catching up, man.
Good catching up with you too.
Yeah, Austin, Harold, take care.
You too.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Later, brother.
Thanks again, man.
Later.
So yeah, the zookeeper.
Wow, man, I haven't heard from him in a hot minute. So
Isn't it crazy, man? It's been 3 years that long already.
Yeah.
3 fucking years.
yeah,
3 years since we've heard this from the zookeeper.
yeah. It's good. It's good hearing from good people, from people from our past.
Hey, sometimes time, just it brings you together again.
It does.
Let's get back on track with this conversation.
Yes.
Before we before we talk about the next step of this, Erica says, I'm not saying anything happened on purpose. I'm just saying that this is no way to talk about your child. Mothers do better. This isn't cute. Definitely need to be watching your mouth and growing patience as a child. Doesn't even have the mental capacity to understand. She says, my boys have ADHD. I have 4. They all climb all over things, but definitely not a bridge. If anything, they are nervous on bridges and get closer to me. She also continues to say, my mom lives up north by a reservoir, and she takes the kids to a swimming area, but never lets them jump off the bridge. The adults do, because adults have died doing it. Water is dangerous. Drowning is a leading death in children under 5, so this accident is definitely a tragedy, and my condolences to his family. I just don't agree with the text messages. As parents, we have to be paying attention, because all it takes is 1 second, and we can't stop the tragedy that could unfold. We have 3 bridges and locks system on the canal where we live. So this tragic accident really gets me every day. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like, I'll understand too. I mean, like, hey, you can't fix stupid, but you also you got to be very disciplined with your kids. You got to make sure hey, this is. I mean, you jump off that bridge, you won't be coming back. Yeah, literally not coming back. And it's You know, like it's just like you gotta be cautious, and it's like I mean, like kids will be. I mean, I know we all heard the saying, kids will be kids.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, we get it. I mean, like it's one thing to just like oh, a kid may fall off the monkey bars and hurt his arm,
Right.
or oh, he fell off the slide, or something like that. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to your kids, but stuff like jumping off a bridge and like stuff like that, like. Yeah, I mean, like, I understand, like, a parent's frustration, because it's like some kids, they don't think like that. They think on impulse, and I'm like...
Wait, here's the controversial part of it, too. And you mentioned it earlier. It's the leash thing. Mm-hmm. The children on leash.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that, because that's been around for decades.
And it's like seeing that is sad, especially like people with like autism and people with like that are nonverbal and they're very handsy and grabby, but like that's the reason why like that leash has been it's around, because kids like that, and it's like
so that's the thing, like you can sit there and judge somebody's situation from afar, but you don't know what's going on. A single mother with 2 children, it's going to be a little bit difficult to keep track of both children. Now imagine both of them running around. Now say that the other one was as old as Zy'Jay, and you have 2 5-year-olds or 4-year-olds, whatever, running around. I mean, one runs this way, one runs towards the railing. What do? You have one running towards the road, say, it's just a hypothetical, one running towards the road and the other one running towards the railing where this Genesee River is. What the hell do you do as a single mother? Or a single parent? In general, what do you do? I mean, I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, no, like, what can you do? Like that, and I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, like, first, I mean, I would yell at both of them. It's like, get your ass back here, or Yeah,
I know it, and that's the thing. Like, people will also shit on you for that.
Yeah, because you don't want to threaten you don't want to sound like you're being abusive, but also you gotta understand it's okay to discipline your kids. It's okay to like give them a little smack. It's okay. It's not like you're not a bad parent if you don't discipline your kids. I've never been disciplined, but I know my parents can fucking yell, and that alone was scared me. So it's like,
well. It doesn't even take physical contact to discipline your children. I think it's more or less this, though. Like, let's just implement the leash system, right? You have 2 kids that are running around. You have them both on leashes. They have areas to move. They can walk. They're free, except for they're kind of tied to you. If that was a scenario there where they both run the opposite ways like that, they wouldn't be able to run that far.
Exactly, and like they'd be close. I mean. Like it's like one of those it's like those tractable leashes, you know. Like at least give them like some. They could get some distance.
They're like, oh, look at this person. They're like a dog. Like, I don't know. I'm like one of those people that sit there and try to think about the reasons why. I'm talking about the reasons why the child leash exists. And I know a lot of people are going to sit there and shit on it. Oh, they're making it out like they're fucking dogs. It has nothing to do with that.
No.
How about this? How about this, okay? In the 90s, Kaylee Polton, I think we all know who that is in Rochester. If you don't, look it up. She was basically kidnapped in her own apartment complex by a man who was a security guard at a facility that is downtown Rochester. Kind of downtown. And basically what happened was Kaylee Polton, she was riding around on her bicycle.
I've heard of the name. I've never heard of the story.
Yes. So basically she rides around there in the complex. This guy calls her over, and whatever, he's gonna do something obviously sinister. It's not anything good. And her mother calls out for her to come home for dinner. For whatever reason, he freaks out. He unalives this kid, Kaylee Polton. Mind you, she's like the age of 3 or 4 at this point.
Oh my God.
And he takes her to the place he works at, does security at, climbs the boiler room ladder that he works at in this facility, and dumps her remains in a water tank. I have been in this building. I work security there. I know how the layout is. At the time of this happening in the early 90s, this building did not have cameras or anything like that, so he could easily do this. The only reason why they caught him was because he had admitted during an argument with his girlfriend, I believe at the time, that he did this. I think it was like 6 or 9 months later after the fact. They investigate this place. They find her remains in the tank. He obviously gets arrested. Come to find out, this guy actually killed an old lady in a park back in the 80s. And
so he was a serial killer.
Yeah, basically, at this point, yes. He wasn't just a predator. He was a killer. He was just a serial killer.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's
So-
major yikes.
And then, so basically parents around that time were kind of freaking out. I'm one of those kids that were basically on a leash because of this incident. It scared parents. I didn't care as a kid. I was able to move around. I remember it. And like, if you went to like, it was only used in places like crowds, like State Fair, when you're fucking trying to move through the crowds. Nowadays, you just don't know, because all you have to do is get distracted one way, and then someone could just scoop your kid up, snatch them out, and you wouldn't even catch them because they're lost in the crowd. And that's how things happen so fucking quick that you wouldn't even imagine what the hell happened. And then your kid's gone.
Yep.
And then you're looking for this kid,
And
you don't know what the hell if the kids. And I know, I understand why people look down at this stuff. I get it. They look at it. Oh, that's bad. But I think I'd much rather be judged if I had to do it this way. I think I'd rather be judged by a bunch of clowns that don't have an open mind than to have my kid go missing or jump a railing or whatever the case may be, get hit by a car. Because I would much rather know that there's an extra level of protection and security there that will prevent this from happening.
Yeah, you know what? It's another thing too. Like, it's like protection, security, safety. I mean, like, as much as like everyone doesn't like doing that and saying that, because it's almost like inhumane. You don't know what's going on with those kids, and those kids can be like, they're wild, running rampant. They're like, and nothing wrong with that. They're kids. They're curious.
They're gonna do this.
Yeah, exactly. They're curious about the world. That's what they're doing. They literally spawned here 5 years ago, and then now they're just like, they got mobility, and now they're starting to talk.
That's what I'm saying.
Now they're like, oh, what else can I get into? Like, they're discovering themselves. That's what you do when you're a kid, right?
Yeah. Erica says, wait, they had those baby leashes? Yeah, I mean, that's like, they had like leashes for your toddler or whatever, so that way, that way they can have the ability to walk around, but they can't get too far. Or if somebody's trying to snatch them real quick, they can't because they're attached to you, in which you're obviously not going to get away with that because you're right there and they're attached to them. So if anyone tries to snag your kid, you'll be jerked too, and then you caught the person doing it. I mean, there's just a different. It's an extra set of security, I would say. Now I get it. Like, again, people are going to look at this and go, "Oh, that's horrible. It's abuse." It's not actually. It's far from it.
Yeah, but it's like, look what happened to the kid that like literally jumped off the rail.
Erica's asking, but the little boy is what I'm asking. No, no. From what I understand, no, there was no baby leash on this kid.
Oh,
he was just free. He was
just free roaming.
He was free roaming. He was able to get away from the mother, run ahead of her. And I think if this was something that was implemented in the scenario, I think Zy'Jay would be here today.
If he had one.
I agree.
And it's like, as much as I hate saying that, it's like, yeah, it's almost like inhumane, but it's like also this fact that your kid could have got, it's more of a security thing. It's like your kid could have like got either, like you said, could have like ran off, got hit by a car, jump off the railing to a bridge, jump off the bridge, or worse, got kidnapped. I mean, then you have to deal with all the legality and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite frank with you, dude, I would much rather have that extra level of security to prevent this from happening than to deal with what this poor family is going through right now.
And honestly, you're a good dad for thinking like that, like, because it's like that means you give a shit about your kids, and you want to make sure they don't, that nothing bad happens to them.
But people are gonna look at you and go, "Oh, look at this parent with their fucking kid on a leash, like a fucking pet." Like, no, dude, you don't understand. Especially people that aren't even parents. Like, those people I don't care what their thoughts are. It's like when people go on our YouTube channel and shit talk us, and then I look at their channel and they have no content that they make themselves. They do nothing with their lives. I'm not going to take your fucking word for anything. It's empty bullshit.
You know how to spell assume? You make an ass out of you and me.
This is exactly it, But being a parent isn't an easy job. It's not supposed to be.
It's not.
It's not going to be. Erica says, only God knows, but that is a good thing to think, because at least mom could have had a chance to catch him. And I agree with that statement, because if she has a stroller and she's got her portion of the leash on, right, so to speak. I don't even like to call it leash, but it is what it is. And he runs, she could just do this and stop
and be like,
and say, "Hey, that's not happening."
Yeah, be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?"
But no, you would stop him from in the action of jumping this railing.
He'd still be alive.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, people need to have an open mind. Like, this is the reason why they're existent.
Yeah, you can't be so like you can't just assume and then just be very narrow-minded about the situation of everyone's. Like when you're walking around, you see their kids like on a leash or whatever. Just like be like, you know what? He's probably a very rambunctious kid. He's probably just wants to like get into everything. So they want to make sure that he's like he doesn't go anywhere. So it's like, you know what? Good for the kid. Good for the parent.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite frank with you, dude, it's just this whole thing could have been prevented in some capacity, and I think people need to open their mind to this child leash thing. Stephanie says hello, and this made me buy a leash for my little. I also got a retractable. They hold more weight. I'm going to be honest with you, Stephanie. You are absolutely on point.
See,
and this is what exactly happened with Kaylee Polton back in the 90s, where my mom made the decision that this was going to happen so that way I wouldn't get kidnapped. Because I was born in 91. This happened in 94, I believe, 93, 94. So I was like 3.
I was literally born. I was literally born.
That's what I'm saying. But that's just it. My wife's on here says, better be safe than sorry. That's right. That's honestly, it's just, that's the way I look at it. I would much rather know that my child is safe. I don't give a shit what people look at us and go, oh, look at this. I don't care about that. What I care about, however, is that my kid's safe and isn't jumping over railings or running into the road or getting snatched up by a PDF file that's roaming the state fair or something like that. You just never know. It's nuts. Justin says, fuck them. Everyone who has a kid knows you will do anything to ensure the safety of your child, which is true. You will do anything.
Amen. Amen, my boy.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you can sit there and be the best parent in the world. There are always going to be people that are critics.
Kids are going to, yeah, but you also got to understand, like, if you're not being secured, you're also being judged for being a bad parent, too. It's like, it's literally a fuck situation. It's either you get it because of, and you'll get judged for it, or you don't get it, and then you'll get judged more for being called, oh, well, you didn't watch your kid, and this wouldn't have happened if your kid didn't, or, there's so many things that can go wrong with it. I mean, like, if people are going to be that skeptical, they can, and exactly what Justin says, they could definitely fuck off. But that's your kid, man, and if you know your kid is going to get into things, they're very rambunctious, and they're curious about the world, you gotta make sure they have a good security system, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it's gonna go. But before we move on to the next situation that I want to give updates to, I'll read this one. Read these few here. Erica says, and it didn't take place at the graduation day, so I bet it was busy streets and sidewalks. Moms get overstimulated, and having many children in that environment could have deeply affected the mom's ability to focus. Plus, everyone's got their cell phone in their hand and or face. Doesn't help our brains process like we should. And Stephanie says, double-edged sword at every turn. Oh, yeah, literally. 100%. And I agree with the phone statement. That's another thing. Like, in this day and age, our smartphones are another distraction that we just do not need when it comes to watching your kids and even animals. So
I mean, shit. Moms are carrying book bags and bags for the kids, and making sure they have diapers, making sure they have clean clothes, making sure they have food and snacks and all that stuff. I mean, milk and I mean, kids are gonna get into everything too. But it's
So let's move on to this one because there's an update. So we talked about Aaron Goodwin from Ghost Adventures.
Yes.
We talked about how his now going to be ex-wife had planned to have a hit put out on him in the state of Nevada while he was filming Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans and the rest of the crew.
Yes, I do remember this story, yes.
Victoria Goodwin was in court, and so was Aaron recently. And there's video footage of the court, and I want to go over this and I want to comment on this because it's a situation that needs to be talked about. And quite frankly, it is one of the most heartbreaking things to watch unfold. Because if you don't know Aaron Goodwin, you should look him up. I don't know him personally. I'm a fan of his. I can tell by just from what I've read about people that met him and all that. He's a kind-hearted soul. He is somebody who is down to earth, loves his fans, and he really gives a damn about the things he does and the people that he comes across. And I just want to talk about this because, not for nothing, but nobody ever deserves something like that to be, in a relationship where you feel like you love somebody and they love you, and the next thing you know, you find out that they have a hit put on you to have you killed instead of divorce.
Yeah, like that's someone that's doing that just for money. They're like literally chasing him after his money, or he did something really fucked up and now she went completely insane.
Well, you're gonna find out some of those details.
I'm really hoping it's not that second one, but
you're gonna find out some of those details as we go through this. I'm telling you right now, it sucks just to even know that this happened to him, you know?
Oh boy.
So,
strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a fun ride.
It's going to be a fun ride. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. So, oh man, my camera froze. Isn't that something? That's okay. Let's watch the video. Gotta find this thing here. Can you hear it?
Barely. No, I'm not hearing it.
Every day,
there it is.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to it.
Like I was her one and only.
We're gonna move that back.
Your Honor, for 7 years, I thought I was in the most loving relationship and marriage with my best friend. Someone who I trusted whole heart and laughed with every day. Someone who made me feel like I was like I was her one and only. I was loyal to her and did whatever I could to make her happy. I thought we were something very special, and so did everyone else. After finding out she was cheating on me in September of last year with multiple men, including the man going by the name Vincent, who turned out to be Gran Amato, I gave her the option of divorce, or we could try to work it out, because I loved her so much. She felt so bad, and I didn't want to lose me. Every day she made me feel more special, and she was so sorry. At least that's what she told me. Now discovering she put a hit out to kill me more than once. Got blackmailed and spent almost all our savings to keep it quiet. And fell more in love with Amato. They even got spiritually married. And now I was called the first husband. They talked until she was arrested. And she sought his help to kill me. Sorry. This has led me to fear my life. I've hired armed security for weeks, not knowing it was over or not. Always looking over my shoulder and having to go through therapy and even trying to understand any of it. It's
This poor dude.
I know, dude. It's heartbreaking.
It's like a heartbreak no one should go through in life. I can't trust anything anymore. I cry every day. I feel so alone. She grew me into a person I never was. I will always wonder why. But worst of all, she lied to me every day. I didn't know about any of the murder plot, the hitman, or the blackmail until the detectives told me after she was arrested. Now behind bars, she's trying to manipulate through lawyers and trying to silence me and not come here today. So I wouldn't be standing here.
Can I just point something else right now? I just want to point something out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know at all.
Why is she crying?
Crocodile tears.
Think about that. Look at her. Look at her right now.
Those are crocodile tears. Those are fucking crocodile tears.
That's, to me, it's all fake. What she's doing is fake.
Yeah, no,
if she had a chance to stop this from happening, and if she gave a shit about Aaron in any way, shape, or form,
she's probably crying because she's like, she knows she got caught, and then she's, now she's paying it's the consequences of my own actions. It's like, it's accountability, and now she's facing it. It's like, you literally set out to kill your fucking husband. You not only cheated on him multiple fucking times
and blackmailed him.
You put a fucking hit on him
and drained a whole account of their life savings because of the blackmail. Can you believe that? She just ruined him, not only emotionally and traumatically, but
financially too.
Financially, she ruined this guy.
Your Honor, for 7 years, I thought I was in the most loving relationship and marriage with my best friend. Someone who I trusted whole heart.
That was his, yeah.
So we're gonna go back here.
I truly believe with people she truly believed were going to harm me. She even asked for the updates on the murder. And this was all when I was just a loving husband, I thought. Whether she got minimum or maximum time, I still won't feel safe whenever she's released. I feel like this deserves prison time. I don't know.
Life sentence, honestly.
Please, your hand, Your Honor. Thank you.
Like, this is fucking heartbreaking. Like,
This guy doesn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. But Aaron,
dude's fucking crying, man. Like, he's, oh, dude.
So on top of all that,
Like,
I just want to say, how long do you think she got prison time, dude?
Oh,
How long do you think she's in prison for? How long do you think that the judge sentenced her to?
The judge is trying. I'm pretty sure the judge is probably being nice to the girl and is like, you know what, you deserve a fucking life sentence, but you know what, you're just gonna get like a year or two in jail or like community service, like, because I know some judges that are like that, and I'm just like, dude, there's some people that just you don't deserve the fucking book being thrown at you. You deserve to be thrown in jail, like for a long ass time. Like, it doesn't matter, like, how, like, that's fucked. It's like, you, like, what kind of fucking succubus are you to just literally drain him of his fucking bank account, of his energy, his fucking, like, you're literally, like, destroying his emotion, mentally, like, it's just, even to the point of physical harm, and now and just completely destroyed his fucking, like, bank account, like, oh.
Justin says, "Oh my God, this lady has the gall to cry. What a cold-hearted person." Yeah, she's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, she's crocodile tears, man.
And
it's
she's
crocodile tears.
And to answer your question, Austin, you're not that far off. She got the maximum of 3 years to 90 months in jail.
Are you effing?
So basically, she's going to get out in a very small amount of time.
That's not even enough.
Now there was more video. I don't have the clip itself. I was watching more of it. She was sitting there saying that once she gets out, she's going to move out of state, out of Nevada, and all this other stuff. But the point is, though, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where she is. She could still have something happen to him.
You know what? I hope you know what? Since he's a ghost talker and all, you know what? I hope he talks to some of his ghost friends and be like, "Hey, I got a bitch you can haunt. Like, go. You know, do you know some demons that can possess this chick?" Thank you.
Justin Lee says, 15 years plus, please. Yeah.
Right. No, she deserves more
Can I just
than
point
that.
something out? Remember Tiger King back in COVID?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why is the man named Joe Exotic for something similar to this with Carol Baskin? Why is he getting more time and she's not? Why is that? A man who put a hit out on Carol Baskin.
Yeah, I remember that.
He is in prison right now
For life, I think.
I don't know. It's not
time.
for life. I think it's like, I want to say it's like 25 years or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look at the details. But even he acknowledged this himself in the comments and said, how is it that she does basically the same thing I do, gets like 3 years in prison, and here I am for a lot longer sentence? How does that make any sense?
Because the system doesn't work in men's favor.
It doesn't, but she is going to.
The system is so. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but the justice system,
I know.
the corruption, everything.
I agree.
Everything that goes into it. Whether I don't care if I don't care about your political stance. No matter what you say, in the system, in the court of law, like whether you're state or federal, they will fuck you over 10 times.
This woman has no business. This woman has really no business being out in public again after what she did. God knows what's going to happen when she gets out.
Karma's gonna. I really hope karma fucks her up.
Now, as a human being in general,
That's the only thing I could wish on is karma.
as a human being in general, like, dude, I'm not going to lie, like, 34 years of living on this planet, I don't blame him for not wanting to trust anybody again. And that's just me.
Yeah, no.
But like him, he has a legit reason why he shouldn't trust anybody ever again is because this happened. Not only did his first wife end kind of bad, it was not as bad as this, obviously. It didn't end good. But this one, he thought was legitimately full of love.
He was in love, man.
Yes.
Like, he thought he found the one. And this see you next Tuesday. Literally just like
Victoria Goodwin has no business being ever again in society because she's gonna kill someone eventually.
she's gonna hurt someone even worse, and it's like that is a trauma that she needs to work on herself.
She is somebody. She's one of the most dangerous kinds of people because she looks like she wouldn't do something like this. She acts like she isn't going to do something like this, but behind the scenes, she's doing it. And she's getting the coordinating.
That's what narcissists do, man.
She's coordinating a guy's murder.
Yeah.
And the only reason, again, if you are not updated to this, the only reason why she got caught is because Grant Amato's phone was confiscated by prison guards, and they saw these text messages and were like, this is kind of weird. And then they found out who it was, and it was Victoria Goodwin planning a hit on her husband. That's the only reason why she got caught. This whole thing, if they didn't confiscate Grant Amato's phone, Aaron probably wouldn't be here today. I'm telling you.
No, he would have been dead.
That's what I'm saying. Like, think about that.
And you know what? And he does like ghost talk and all that stuff, and he's a good person. That's karma working in his favor. That he actually gets to live, and his wife gets to go to jail.
That
is karma.
It's an insanity that we live in, that we are allowing people to do. There's people in jail for weed crimes longer than 3 years to 90 months in prison.
Yeah.
And here she is coordinating a murder.
And she gets 3 years in fucking prison, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I want to get on that topic after this one because I have a lot to say about that.
Same.
This woman here, Victoria Goodwin, she is the epitome of trash. And as far as I'm concerned, someone like her, she should be put in solitary confinement. She obviously she doesn't give a shit what she did to this man's psyche. She doesn't care what she did. She's only crying because she got caught. Even if there were tears falling, which I didn't see any when I was looking closely when I first saw the video and replayed it over and over again to see if there was any tears.
Crocodile tears.
She's a good actress. I can tell you that right now. If she can act in that marriage all that time and then go into the court system and cry, oh, boo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I put a hit out on my husband. It wasn't me. Bitch, it was written all over your face, like crocodile tears, man.
Justin says in 3 years that the dude from Ghost Hunters will have that hovering over his head. Justin says, and she will probably get out even quicker than that. Yeah, all she's got to do is be on good behavior, and then she gets out maybe in a year and a half. If that. I hate to say it, but that's kind of what ends up happening.
Hey, Eric needs to talk. Hey, man, I think Eric needs to talk to some of his ghost buddies and say, hey, you got a good demon to... I know someone that needs to be possessed. Go get him.
Erica says, hope she repents and realizes what she's done to her husband and be grateful he didn't get killed because of her. Mm-hmm. You know, to be honest with you...
Because if it was the other way around, and if Eric was the one that did this to his wife,
Aaron?
he would have been straight to jail. There would have been no crying, no nothing. He would have went straight to jail. And that's what I fucking hate about the whole system. Every state is different. Every state has their laws and whatever, but it's honestly, people need to have some morals and just be like...
No, there's no morals with this woman. She doesn't give a shit what she did. She doesn't care the fact that...
I say morals, I mean the justice system needs to have more morals.
Well, this judge...
And give them the proper justice they need.
This judge, throw her fucking in prison with this woman too, because the decision she made was absolute trash. 3 years? That's all you're going to give her?
Yeah, 3 years, nah.
God forbid, you put somebody away for an accountability that actually matches the crime. No, not this judge. She would much rather go, 3 years is fine. You'll be back out. You're going to be a changed person.
You're a good woman. I know you'll change. It's like,
no,
you know what?
No, I highly doubt it. And I think that, I hate to say this, but Aaron probably has good reason to still fear for his life, even if she's in prison, because all she's got to do is make some moves, find the right contacts, and this Grant Amato guy. I mean, who knows? And if Joe Exotic if Joe Exotic is in prison longer than her and still has access to social media to get in contact with the outside world, what does she have abilities to do inside of the prison cell? Mm-hmm. It doesn't stop her from going ahead and saying, hey, you know what? Let's try this again. But this time I don't have to worry about it because I'm already in prison and there's nothing they can do about it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. This is the kind of shit that it makes me wonder. I mean, Hey, who knows? Maybe my wife has a hit on me right now and I wouldn't even know it. You might even see somebody come down here right now while we're in the show and AR-15 my ass.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know it. But this poor man actually has a reason to be afraid of his life because now he knows that he is a target because his wife, instead of divorcing him or leaving him or whatever the case may be, settle it out in court. I don't care what you do. You don't get somebody killed, especially somebody you claim to love.
Yeah, like that's like it's like, well, I used to like you, but I'm just gonna drain you of your bank account and then just kill you off, and then I'm just gonna go to the Bahamas like nothing happened. Like it's just like when I hear people do that, like that story alone, like it's fucking crazy. Like the fact that you're just going to like, oh, I'm just going to just put out a hit on my husband and drain. Like you're literally a fucking succubus. You literally drained him of his money and his fucking happiness, literally of all the good and positivity that all of his hopes and dreams. You literally drained it down the fucking toilet like a succubus. Like, oh, that.
Speaking of marriages, my wife's on here right now. It says, not trying to change the topic, but do you still want to do Chinese? Yes, let's do Chinese. Ooh. But I already know what's going to happen. There's going to be a little bit of that special sauce that she adds into it, and I'll be the next Aaron Goodwin in Rochester, New York. I'm just kidding. I know it's just a fucking bit. Calm down. Just a bit. Calm down. You got to make some light into this thing because honestly, dude, I feel for the guy, and I really do because at the same time, well, at the same time, it's like this could happen to anybody. Right? I know that he's on a grander scale because he's somebody in Ghost Adventures on TV.
Right.
But this probably happens more than you think to other people.
Yeah.
To normal people that are just living everyday lives, she goes, smart ass. Well, honey, let me just tell you this. You knew what this was. You knew what this was. You signed those papers like I did, and you knew what this was. You knew what kind of person I am. You lived with me before you signed those papers. You knew who I was. You knew I was a smart ass. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. This is the way I've been for 34 years. And it's only getting worse with the age.
This is why I love both of you guys.
Oh, dude. You got to have fun in a marriage.
See, that gives me hope. Like, that's the kind of marriage I need. It's just like, if we could just be best friends and just call each other out and just being like asshole, meanie.
Well, dude, look. At first, when we first got together, she obviously didn't understand my sarcasm. She didn't understand my kind of humor. And so over the last, we got together, 2017? So over those 8 years now?
Yeah.
Over those 8 years, she's kind of finally realized that some of the things I say out of pocket like that aren't really true. My problem is sometimes I'm a little too serious with the things I say, even though I'm meaning them in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way, and she will still take it kind of seriously. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Justin says, let's go. New York Chinese hits different.
That's true.
Yeah, especially in the Rochester area. We have some really good places.
There's some good Chinese restaurants like right around me that
I will say the
Talk
Talk Slut.
Yeah, she's a talk slut.
China Chef in Webster's good.
Ooh.
Yummy Garden, another good one. I'll just stop there, but there's a lot of good
Yummy
places.
Garden's actually not far from me.
It's not. It's really nice over there. My mom doesn't care for it as much for whatever reason, but I thought their food was pretty good.
No, Yummy Garden. No, they, like I said, honestly, like any good Chinese food. That's like a lot of the Chinese food here is like actually really fire. Not gonna lie.
But to close out this topic of Aaron Goodwin and his wife, or now is going to be ex-wife, Victoria, I don't think the sentence matches the crime. I think it's a very light sentence.
I agree.
I think it's trash that this judge decided to make this call. And I also think that, I just want to sit here and say, I don't know if Aaron Goodwin will ever see this or not, but I'll put it out there anyways. Aaron, as a fan of yours and somebody who's followed you over the years, just know this. Your fan base loves you. We care about you. I know that's not going to completely help you in this situation, this hard time you're going through, but just know you have a support system out there. And just know this, okay? You didn't deserve this. You're a great man, and I can understand this right now. It's going to be hard for you to get back up on your feet and trust people ever again, and I don't blame you for this, because I myself would be in the same boat as you probably.
Man,
I would,
he's gonna have major trust issues after this.
I agree. I already do. I myself is a person that lives in the day-to-day life that I live. I mean, just over the years, I've just gotten fucked. But this guy had ultimately gotten this. This is the worst thing that somebody could ever go through.
Dude got the fucking pipe unconsensually.
And that's just it. And I just want to say, Aaron, we love you, we care about you, and we hope you have better days, and you deserve those better days.
And you deserve better. You deserve way better than what you think. Like, and I know that's going to be a hard thing to know because, you know, that just gives you, like especially when you've known someone for a long ass time, and then they just skewed you of your, you know, of your hopes and dreams and love and all that shit. You're still a good dude. There are still good. I'm pretty sure there are still good women out there. Some are a little bit psychos. We still love you though.
Men are psychos too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People are. Let's put it this way: human beings are psychos. Mm-hmm. The species is just mentally deranged. I don't know what's happening as our society goes more and more. But I want to dive into this before we head into an APB.
Ooh.
PDF files, specifically here in New York State, and there's too many different cases right now out there to just even elaborate on all of them. So I'm just going to generalize it. Why are we allowing people without some type of background check to detect this kind of problem that somebody has mentally? Why are there so many PDF files working in the school districts, specifically here in New York State right now that I'm seeing? I've had a couple of listeners. Thank you for sending things on our way. There's just people doing weird shit. There's teachers. There's people in the administration. There's just people. There's coaches. There's gym teachers. There's just so many people doing shit to minors.
Yeah, I remember
sending inappropriate content to 14-year-olds.
Actually, I remember something happened at my school. Yeah,
when you were in school.
Yeah, no, when I was I think it was my sophomore or junior year. One of the coaches got caught having relations with a 16-year-old.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah, no, like they would meet up for like movies and shit like that, and yeah, they would like. Apparently, there's been like a lot of rumors that they were like, you'd seen like having relations and shit like that, and I was like.
By the way, if you haven't already, go YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit the bell. I know I forgot to mention that earlier this evening.
Oh, that's cool. You didn't. Oh, that.
And go to the M-BalmEffect.com. Check that out when we're done.
That's cool.
But yeah, go to YouTube channel. We just hit 700 subscribers today, and we appreciate you. We do appreciate you, and we want to keep growing this show. We want to keep having the conversations going, some laughs, some new guests, which we have a couple more coming up, I think. But yeah, to continue the conversation though. So like recently, and I don't know what it is. Now I know we all get in this idea that a lot of these cases happen to be men, but for whatever reason, we start to see now more than ever
women.
Yes, and mainly they're between the ages of 20 and 40 that are committing such acts of inappropriate contact with minors that are like 14, 15, 16.
Do you think it might be just like, is it because of it, like and not only that, like I've seen more women, but it's like I've seen movies that are like coming out that are about like, you know, the female the woman teachers having relations with one of the boys and shit like that. And it's like, you know what, that kind of, it's like, that's like not only like a Penthouse forum, that's a porno movie like waiting to happen. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I get like, so like when I hear like these stories that are women and men, it's like, you know what, it's like a porno scenario, but this time this is real and it's actually illegal and pedophilia.
Well, what are we doing? What are we doing to combat this? Because it seemingly just keeps on getting worse and worse. And it's not like these people that are doing this are always people that have been in the school system for 15, 20 years. You have 23, 24-year-old women, men, whatever, that are committing such horrible acts to minors that are entrusted by not only the place that they live in, but in the school district, but the parents of these children. They entrust you to be able to go to their classroom, be safe, earn an education, and yet here you are, say you are a 32-year-old woman who's married and maybe has kids, and you're dicking around with a 14-year-old. What is your fucking thought process?
Yeah, no, that's that.
What do you think Did you go to this school district to work there as a teacher to do this?
Yeah, like,
or are you that
what the
fucking
fuck
horned up?
Yeah, like
Is the husband not giving you the D?
good D? Like, yeah, like does your husband have like the freaking pencil like penis? Like, you know, like nothing, literally.
Does pencil dick not give you good enough D, and the child is now the fucking mailman's?
Yeah, literally. Like,
what's going on here?
Are like the teenage boys like the new milkman? Like, it's gross. And
could you imagine this? Could you imagine? Don't think about this, Austin. Think about you're married to a woman who's a school teacher, right? Think about this. Just I know you're not really. I'm not saying he's really married to a woman.
I'm single.
Yes, I'm saying hypothetically. You are a man married to a woman who is a school teacher, and she's been working there for 5 years, right?
Right.
Now, within those 5 years, you have a child, and you know you go to the hospital with her, and she lets the kid into the world, and now you're a proud dad. You're Daddy Dash.
Right.
You are Daddy Dash. Think about this. Daddy Dash.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Follow me. Right. 3 years later.
That's my new yes. OnlyFans name is Daddy Dash.
Daddy Dash. Fucking copyright it and get it going. Get it trademarked.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Okay? Now follow me. 3 years after the kid's born, it comes out that your wife has been dicking around with a 15-year-old boy from the school she works at who's in her class every single day. And you're starting to wonder why this kid has some questionable features that aren't yours. You start to think, was the mailman knocking on the door 3 years ago? What was going on? And then all of a sudden, it comes out that Daddy Dash is no more. You are now just a surrogate dad for the 15-year-old son.
Yeah, Mari. Yeah,
can you believe it?
It's like an episode of Mari. It's like, you are not the father.
Could you imagine living in a world where your wife did inappropriate things with a minor who's in her classroom, and now that kid has a kid, and you think you're the dad of this kid? Think about that for a moment. What is happening in this world?
Honestly.
Now, that may or may not have happened. I will not disclose that. I'm not even lying. Like, there's shit out there that I've seen online, and I'm like blown away that this is the world we live in. Just think about it. How do we allow this to keep going on? It seemingly is getting worse. It's ramping up.
It is. It's just like I don't know if it's social media. I don't know if it's like just a fantasy. It's the kink thing. I don't fucking know at this point. It's just like I see this all the time, and it's like I don't know if it's like the dad's not giving him good D, or oh well my son, or well I used to have a crush on this guy and I had a huge crush on your dad, and maybe I want to fuck his son. It's like. Like, there's some people like that, or there's male teachers that are like, if I'm gonna take advantage of this girl because if this dumbass doesn't pass, like, she needs to give me like some extra credit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what I mean. Like, dude, what are we gonna do next? We have the stepbrother, stepsister prawn, right?
Yeah.
And now we're gonna
what
have.
What are you doing, step bro?
Now we're gonna have the substitute teacher prawn, where they're getting stuck in the desk and they're for whatever reason upside down, and the kid goes. It's just gonna end up in madness. This is why they're banning prawn in places like Texas. Mm-hmm. Because it's just getting out of control. I don't agree with that, by the way. Let the people have the prawn. All I'm saying is keep the PDF files out of the frickin' school systems and stop giving them a position of power where they can get access, easy access, mind you, to children that they plan on preying upon.
By the way, I'm now forever calling it prawn now, because it just reminds me of Tron.
Prawn,
yeah,
Prawn Tube.
Yeah,
check us out. Tube. Please check us out on Prawn Tube. Hit that subscribe button. It's right there, Prawn. Hit the bell like you would hit your balls. Slapping them up again, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god!
But just don't do it with, just don't do it with your students. Do it with your husband or wife that you have at home that you may or may not have kids. I don't know. The world we live in is absolutely astronomically ridiculous.
Even like when I was a teenager, like everyone was curious. Okay, everyone had their curiosity about, body parts and like all that stuff. But like, teachers that take advantage of students like that, like, you really need to get some help.
Well,
like,
here's the argument I always see on fucking dumb things like Facebook. like, oh, don't tell me the teenagers aren't having sex. Yeah, they might be having sex with the fucking person that's the same age as them, not a 35-year-old.
Literally every kid, I knew every student like was having sex with someone, whether it be their students or was it someone's older brother or was it like, you know, someone outside of school. Like,
did you say students?
Yeah.
What? Wait, you know of a case like this?
Oh no!
Can we out this PDF file of this case?
Oh well, I didn't. Well, shit. No, actually, well, there was this one case at my old high school that there was a 16-year-old that was having relations with a gym coach, and actually, I've bumped into this dude like across the hall, whatever. He was a dick to like all the guys, but like he was very, very like flirty and very nice to all the girls, and I was like, that doesn't scream red flags or anything, right? But yeah,
I always questioned that as a kid when I was in high school.
Shit, there was a senior that got caught with a freshman giving a freshman was giving a blowjob to a senior student, like, and got caught in the freaking bathroom, like it was a men's bathroom.
That in itself is a bad thing because the senior's probably 17, 18, and the freshman's probably 14 or something like that.
That's still like,
it's not good, but it's not as bad as like
that's borderline
it's still not good. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm going to say that that's too much. It's a big fucking jump. But it's not as big as a 35-year-old teacher who's banging on a you know what I mean? It's fucked up.
I was gonna say like legally, if it's like, you know, between students, it's like borderline consensual rape. Honestly,
and
like,
just yeah. I mean, look.
That's
dude.
why I say borderline, because it's like, yeah, I get it, because it's like, you know, like that's kind of normal for like marriage. It's like, you know, your wife or whatever is you're either gonna be older than your wife or, you know, maybe a little bit younger than your wife. I mean, like, that's just how...
Yeah, but I mean, like, when my wife and I met...
But that's a huge jump for going from 16 to, like, 35, and, like, that's pedophilia at that point.
We gotta understand, my wife was 22 when we met, and I was, what, 25? I was 25, 26.
That's not
so
bad.
It's about a 4-year difference that we're at.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
No, not as adults.
Yeah.
When you're dicking around at 18 years old and you're messing around with a 14-year-old, then that's a little that's predatory.
Yeah, that is predatory.
I would say. But when you have teachers, now again, this doesn't make it right. At least the people that are 18 years old are still high school students. But when you're a full-blown grown adult working in a school setting, and you're looking at 14-year-old Jimmy, and you're like, the husband ain't giving it to me good at home. Maybe Jimmy will. And you're like, hey, you have detention today, Jimmy. And he's like, why? And then things unfold, blah, blah, blah. And now Jimmy's out there saying, hey, guess what, guys?
I'm having sex with an older woman.
And that's what happens.
Oh, yeah. You know those teenage boys are going to talk, and they're going to be like, yeah, I got it in with an older chick. Yeah.
But that's just it. Like, that happens, right? The teachers are stupid to think that this is not going to be spread around this fucking school. Especially female teachers, if they don't think that a boy is going to...
Gossip talks, man.
They're going to boast to their friends, and she has got another thing coming, because they usually do. And then the word gets out, and...
It's like phone call at this point.
Yeah, and then this is the situation you're in, because you're an idiot. You think you're funny. You think this is a great idea, and...
It's a domino effect, like...
So when I hear people say, like, well, maybe the kid liked it. Well, he wasn't, you know, like, because, you know how you always hear things like, oh, well, usually when a girl is, you know, preyed upon by an older teacher who's a man and, you know, they don't like it. It's not, you know, not good. It doesn't matter if it's consensual or not by the kid. Doesn't matter. It's still bad. It still shouldn't happen. Whether it's a boy or a girl, you shouldn't be saying things like, oh, high five, oh, blah, blah. No, the kid is getting taken advantage of.
I was going to say, no, I mean, like, even guys, like, like, just because, like, you have sex with a fucking, like, yeah, if you're having sex with an older teacher, like, you may think, oh, well, that's probably, like, that's, like, the greatest scenario. Like, you may think that, but you know what? Think about the dude, like, think about the kid. Like, maybe he didn't want it. Maybe he, or, like, there are scenarios where it's like there are kids that are like, or there are, you know, boys that may not want it, or maybe they're waiting for someone, or maybe they're waiting for the right girl, or maybe they're you know, like, it's, if you're not giving consent, if you're not being consensual about it, it's considered you're being forced, you're being raped basically at that point. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're not being consensual, and that's why I always say to like any of my partners, you know, in the future, or any girls that comes into my life, it's like your consent, your safety, your security comes first.
And that's just it. Like the consent part, especially if you're adults and whatnot, and you're all like age consenting. That's one thing. I don't care if you're 14, 15. You cannot consent to any of that stuff, especially when you have a older teacher that is soliciting you.
Yeah, especially like, I mean, look at like some of the celebrities. Like, I mean, like there's some like child stars that like literally were groomed, and like
Look what's happening to Justin Bieber, dude.
Huh?
Look what's happening to Justin Bieber. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, because I think we all understand what happened there with him and Diddy. I think obviously the guy is going through something, but again, he was a kid going through some shit because his
Dude
mom
was taken advantage of by P. Diddy.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
He may deny these things. I know that I think he did deny it, but I think his actions and his everything else is telling the story, specifically with this whole thing going on with Diddy. And I know the case is going on, and I haven't really looked into that case right now too much. It's just, I don't know. Have you been following that at all?
Not really, but I have seen Diddy like really like showing his age.
He's
like
looking old.
Yeah, no, like with all the stress, and I was like, you know, I was like always thought, man, he's looking pristine. He's dude's now getting gray and very stressed. I was like, damn.
When you don't have any Johnson & Johnson baby oil and all that stuff and hair dye, this is what happens to you, Austin. You become the age you are.
You start to really reveal your age.
But like Justin Bieber's going through a hell of a lot of shit because of the stuff that Diddy put him through during the beginning of his career.
Yeah, I remember.
But
that.
like, as a child, whether you're a boy or a girl, this is something that is not good for your psyche, regardless if you think it's, you know, because look, when we were in school, we probably had 76-year-old hunchback old ladies as our math teachers.
Yeah, like the teachers that like we've had when we were in high school, they did not look anything like the girl, like the teachers that are getting caught with these boys. Like, nah, they weren't good looking or anything. No, they were like freaking 70-year-old like hunchback, like freaking nuns. Like,
I will say
the ruler stick and everything. Like, pay attention.
I will say there was a couple of teachers that were younger in my high school and middle school days. Like 20-something years old, and they weren't bad looking, but nothing in my mind was like, hey, you know, this is something that should happen. Like, you know what I mean? You don't think things like that. I mean, maybe some kids do. I don't know. Everyone's different, but what I'm saying is, regardless of that thought or not, it shouldn't happen. It is not right. It's not morally right. It's not legally right, and I don't think it should ever be, just especially in the case of a older woman taking advantage of a kid who's 14. If she's taking advantage of him, and then people are like, oh, good for him, he had sex with his teacher. That's fucked up. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
Don't say that and then go back and say, well, that's fucked up that the math teacher who's 35 is having sex with a 14-year-old girl in his class. You can't say that.
Double standard.
Exactly.
It's literally double standard. You can't, like, and that's another thing too. Like the double standard when it comes to like men and women, and it's just like with the double-edged sword of like, oh well, you know, it's like, guys are like, there's some people in society that are like normalizing, oh yeah, it's okay for, you know, little boys to be, you know, be with an older woman, but like if a older man, you know, touches a girl, it's
messed up, and it shouldn't happen. None of this should happen on any level. Any adult and any child should never happen. And then I saw somebody going, well, that's just America's standards. That's just America's laws. What about people in Europe and the Middle East and all? And like, I don't care about them. Okay? When it comes to that, I mean, what I mean by that is I don't care about their standards. We're here. We don't live in those other countries.
Yeah, we're not in third world.
And I'm not even saying that their standards are right or wrong. Whatever. They do whatever they got to do. I don't agree with it. But here, you shouldn't be dicking around with any minors. Okay? They have no age. There's an age of consent, and you should follow that morally and legally.
I agree. I completely agree with that. It's just like
yeah. So I mean, that's just the way I look at it, and that's the way it's gonna go.
I agree.
All post bulletin.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
All PB.
All post bulletin, APB. This is a segment we brought back in light of everything, because this is the segment where we talk about social media, the bizarre, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have a weird one tonight, Austin. I don't know what to tell you. This is a weird one. I don't know what to think of this thing. I don't know what to say.
Let's fucking go.
It is a very bizarre
Let's do the deep dive.
series of things that I have here.
Oh boy.
But let me see the post here. I gotta find it now. There it is. It's a weird one.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were talking about this.
This is it's very interesting. I will say that. Here we go. Can you see it?
Yeah, a little.
It says, opened a suitcase I found in a creek near my house. And this is the stuff that was inside of it.
What was in the suitcase?
I'm going to show you. I know there's some photos right there that we're looking at right now. And to be quite honest with you, this is a weird situation because I'm not sure what to think of this. It is quite bizarre. So here you go. There's a piece of it right there. So let's try to zoom in here just a little bit. What is going on there? Right?
Whoa!
So you got a couple things there.
Whoa!
You got panties. You got Burger King. I'm not sure what to make of this, honestly.
That's like a murder case, honestly.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, what do you look? What's going on with all this stuff?
Yeah, there's like an empty medicine, like.
So I don't know. I think this is a. I mean, look at this one.
It looks like evidence of like.
Look at the mask.
Of a crime. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Did somebody commit a crime and nobody found out about this? What's happening?
I think so. That looks like something out of a crime scene. Like that was like someone trying to get rid of fucking evidence.
Yeah, look at this, dude. Let's look at this. So you got some Burger King there. Somebody was smashing some King, right? And who doesn't like to smash some King? Am I right, Austin?
Yeah, I mean,
who doesn't like that? But look at that mask.
yeah, that's.
So you got some pill. You got a pill container
pills,
there.
Yeah, you got some gloves. You got like.
My question is how old is this thing? Look at that Burger King logo. Now I know they redid their. Let's try to zoom in. How do we zoom in a little bit?
It's like that looks like 90s.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
That's like almost like a 90s logo.
Exactly. It looks like items from the 90s. I mean, you got that Burger King logo.
I was gonna say, did you find like someone's time? Well, what's that thing?
If this is
time capsule,
Austin. If this is a time capsule, I'm scared to know why.
This person did. Like, this looks like something out of a fucking crime scene, dude.
That's my take on this.
Yeah, that's like literally like evidence to a crime. You give that to the police, I'm pretty sure they'll find.
Look, it's got women's panties on the right side, which is weird.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign.
That means that like someone either raped someone or
what the hell's that
like,
can? What is that can?
What
is that can?
It looks like looks like a WD-40.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or it looks like it's not bug spray, but it looks like looks like a, I don't know, looks like a butane tank almost.
It's a Krylon fusion.
It's a fusion. Okay.
What the hell is that? What is that?
Wait, Krylon.
There's a Red Roof Inn card there on the right-hand side. There's what I would assume to be a girl's choker. It's like a star choker.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is this?
That looks like something that looks like a crime scene, honestly.
I don't like what I'm seeing, Austin.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's
Shane says it's spray paint. Okay, so somebody did some
spray paint. Okay.
Gotcha. I'm not really. I'm sorry. I'm not educated in spray paint, so I'm a little slow when it
I
comes
didn't
to
realize
stuff
that.
like
Okay, I didn't realize that was a spray painting.
I don't know what this is. I really don't know what this is, but it's kind of weird.
Is that a disc? Is that a disc? Or?
I know it does look like a disc, a CD disc of some sort, but I don't know what it is. I don't.
Looks like a movie or something, or like an album.
Who pays the what? Know the difference? Sell those at my store, Shane says. Maybe you sold. Well, maybe that store sold this person the stuff that he's. I'm a little confused though of when the time era of this is because we see that Burger King thing that looks like it's from the 90s. Then you get this one.
But I think they brought back the logo of like the 90s logo.
They did. They
got panties.
Look at those panties. Would you sniff those, Austin, if you found them?
No.
Okay, you're not a panty sniffer?
No.
You're not one of those people that do that?
Nah.
Okay.
Listen, I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter how good your shit stinks. it stinks. It's bodily human. I mean, like, let's be honest.
But I'm a little confused. Like, what do you guys think out there? What do you guys think? I mean, what do you think, Austin? Do you think this is a crime scene? You think this is
I
like
feel like it would be like something out of a crime scene. Yeah,
when
'cause it's like
when I found this, I thought to myself, am I supposed to be seeing this right now? I'm like, am I looking at something?
a mask, panties, a freaking spray paint, and like a choker. Either someone was having some really kinky fun, or
I don't know, man.
it could be a crime scene. Like where they were just like, hey, let's go spray paint a building and then we're gonna fuck afterwards, and then get Burger King afterwards, or like, you know, there's so many questions to this scenario, I guess.
Shane says Krylon is fairly new, but the rest looks old. It looks like someone trying to be Bansky. Yeah, I don't know. This is
Right, that's what I'm
this is some
thinking.
funny business, Shane. I don't know why this person had all this stuff in the suitcase. Just think about this though. You're out and about, and you come across a suitcase and you find this stuff. Do you report it to the police? Do you do anything with this?
Yeah. I mean, I see. There's one thing I do want. I will say I do not fuck with, like, if I see something like creepy or something like, that's like, it's just like bad mojo. I ain't gonna touch it.
Mojo Jojo. This is something Mojo Jojo would do.
Yeah, literally.
Shane says, or they are trying to huff the spray paint, which would be weird.
Oh, they could be like one of those junkies. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Like
Those
whippets
people that
almost, right?
Yeah. See,
This is what the case looked like when they first found it. Look at that. It looks like it's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
We got the rust on the metal rods here. Right?
Yeah,
And look at all the dirt and mud. I don't know, man.
It's got to be there for like a good while, but like.
So with what I saw in the comments, nobody really came to a good conclusion as to what this stuff was or what this exactly is. But I can tell you right now, if for whatever reason this is a part of a crime, then we just stumbled upon something that may or may not have answered something that has been secret for a little while. Mm-hmm. It is weird though, because you see things that look old in there, like that Burger King
logo.
Yeah. But what I will say is that is exactly the thing. Like, if somebody went missing and this is part of that person's that's missing, like if this is like evidence, how do you know though? Like the panties, maybe the panties have DNA on them. Mm-hmm. Or maybe somebody did this on purpose to freak people out. I don't know. But why would you go
That's
through
a
all
little
the
bit like, I mean, that's going a little bit a long way of just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna really fuck people around by like, I'm just gonna buy it like a suitcase, and then I'm just gonna fill it with junk, and then I'm gonna just leave it on the side of the road, and then hopefully someone discovers it, and then it's like get freaked out and then report it to the police. Like that's seem like a very wild goose chase, you know what I mean? Like that's a little bit far-fetched, but
Shane says there isn't enough in there to be sus. It just looks like someone trying to do Bansky type shit. That looks like it's been there for maybe a year with that rust. If it was more deteriorated, I'd say longer. What was that CD? Well,
you know what? That's what I was just gonna say. Like, I mean,
What
it
is
looks
that
like a CD, and it's like, but someone just like, they decided to throw away their, their belongings and shit, or their old ways, and they just decided to just like gonna leave this far behind. Like, I'm really hoping it's like a backstory,
Atlantic Recording Corporation is what I'm reading on this thing. It looks religious. It might be. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, look at the wording on like around the track. I mean, those are tracks. So I mean, like, we could look up like who.
A faith in each other.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like Christian.
By my side. This is like, yeah. Who pays the price? Know the difference. Like, these are like track. Is that what that is?
Yeah, tracks. Yeah, they're like the track names. It sounds very, very like religious. So I'm going to say, I'm going to safe to say, like,
the CD is from 1990. Shane says. So this is a.
Wow, this is a very old.
So what is happening here? You have things from the 90s. You have things from the 90s, right? And then you have I would say some relatively new things in there. Like that red roof card looks like it would be new.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right?
That's a little sus.
I don't know, man. This is I would like to know. Band name is Inks, INXS.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's
Dude, I don't know. I'm a
strange.
little weirded out.
Same. Like, I mean, like that's a lot of like old stuff, but that could also just be like maybe I'm really hoping it's not to a crime. I'm really hoping it's not to a crime. Maybe like I'm hoping the backstory would be like, you know, oh, there's this angsty kid and like he was, you know, doing all these sorts of stuff, like, you know, having sex. He's got these chokers, or like maybe it's like a girl that discovered God or something, and then just
because God people do these things, Austin. They go
I'm
out-
gonna change my ways and I'm gonna dump all this shit like on the side of the road, and then just
they have
like
some
leave
freakish
it far
stuff.
behind.
Yeah, they have some freakish. Maybe a priest did this. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Probably.
You
Like,
just never know. Shane says the red roof logo is fairly new looking too. That's what I mean. Like it is a newer logo for Red Roof.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it's either gonna be like
Okay.
I'm really hoping it's like it's a backstory and someone's just dumping their shit because they want to leave it far behind and never think about it again, and they change to a whole new person. I'm really hoping that's the story. I really don't think that's the case though, and I definitely think it's part of a crime scene.
Logo came out in
honestly.
2004. So yeah, I mean this could be. I don't know, man. I'm. You know what really bothers me though is that we'll never know the update to this.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever find out what happened with this story. I don't know, but I will tell you this: I hope it's not like evidence to someone's murder or disappearance.
That's what I'm hoping it's not. But it's sus and it's very sus enough to be.
It's just weird.
that.
It's bizarre, and I like to bring it I like to bring it out there to someone's attention, because if this is something that maybe helps somebody go, hey, that looks familiar, and then they like can solve a crime or whatever.
Yeah, like Scooby Doo that shit.
Yeah,
you
yeah. Shaggy that shit. Whatever you gotta do.
Like Silly Scoops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. I think that
I
it
really
is
do.
it is a weird one, and I just I thought it was a good thing to bring up. I was like, this is a bizarre story.
Yeah,
They found this.
I really hope that looks like evidence to a fucking crime scene, though. If you think about it, like evidence, like someone dumped their shit and then just
It's not good. Nobody wants that. You know?
to get rid of any evidence that might lead to them. That's
Yeah, I mean, whoever's lost their stuff like that, whatever. But here's another one for you. I got another one for you. Ready?
oh boy.
Here's another one. Are there any non-creepy explanations for this? This is on Reddit. When I got home earlier, my
course it's
roommate,
Reddit.
let's call her Shay, and her friend who was visiting, let's call her Maggie, told me that someone that neither of them recognized showed up at the house while I was gone. They said it happened at around 7 p.m., and they assumed it was someone looking for me and therefore didn't answer. I asked them for a description of the visitor, and Shay told me that from what she could see out the living room window, the visitor was a heavy-set middle-aged woman with blonde hair. Maggie also chimed in that she caught a glimpse of the woman's vehicle and that it was a white car that looked fairly odd and run down. I tried to think of who it could have been, but the only people I know who match the physical description given are a couple of coworkers, and I'm certain that the coworkers in question do not have my address, nor do they have a reason to show up at my place at 7 at night. Initially, I thought it must have been a solicitor, but I thought more about it, and solicitors don't generally do their rounds that late. Actually, that's wrong. I can tell you why. Do they? I'll answer that for you. The only other non-creepy reason I can think of that is that it was someone who had the wrong address house, which I guess is somewhat likely. However, I would still appreciate input on other non-creepy possibilities. Austin, what say you about this? Is it weird? Is it creepy?
I mean, it's a little bit off. I mean, like, as long as the people were nice and they weren't like, hey, do you know if this person lives here, or if it happens. I mean, like, likely it happens that you get the wrong address, or hey, does this person live here? Or, I mean, you have to. I mean, like I said, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of. I mean, like, if I had a knock on my freaking apartment door, which, by the way, I have 2 doors that needs. Actually, no, 3 doors that need passcodes. Oh. So I'd be like, how the fuck did you get in? But like, if someone were to knock on my door, or even like freaking, like even like my balcony door, which because it has a hot fireplace and you can actually go down to the floor. But it's like I'm 4th floor, so it's like if I heard a knock like that, I'd be like, first off, I got many questions. How the fuck did you get up here, and how the fuck did you get in, and all that shit? But I think, I mean, it's hopefully it's likely. I want to say it could be just a wrong address, like depending on the area, depending on where you live and shit like that. If you're in a building, that's a different story. Like, yeah. But if it's someone that's like, you know, I mean, it happens. Yeah, no, it happens when some people get the wrong address. Yeah. But
I will say this, as somebody who's done sales before. You could possibly have somebody knocking on your door to solicit. I will say that. And I know that's because even when I was in Kansas City for this job that I tried out for, which was a sales job, it was a management sales position. You had to learn the ropes and all that stuff. We were out there till like 9 o'clock at night. So really? Yeah, 7 p.m. is not a odd time for somebody to come and solicit because they know that you're more than likely home at that point in time, and they'll knock on your door and come by and blah, blah, blah. But I also want to give out this story. This happened to me back in 2016. I lived in half a house. I had just moved in with my ex, and I worked for the post office at the time. So I was from 10 to 4 in the morning working, and then I'd get home at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And it was still night, like dark out when I got home. And we were fairly new to this place, right? So I was sleeping because I was tired, and my ex came in the bedroom and whatnot. And then all of a sudden I wake up to her friend yelling out for us to come out. And we didn't see this person. But here's what happened. As we were in the bedroom, sleeping or whatever, her friend went out to smoke a cigarette. Mm-hmm. And she forgot to lock the door when she came in. So here she is on the couch in the living room of our half a house apartment. And this guy, without anything, without walking or without knocking on the door or anything, opens the door and stands there leaning against the doorway, as she described, unraveling his belt. And she started freaking out. And he runs and books it after she starts yelling for us. Now think about that. This is like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning that this is happening. This guy just happens to waltz right into our apartment without even knocking or anything, just opens the door and starts trying to take his belt off, and she starts screaming. Think about that for a moment.
Yeah, no.
After that, I was like, you gotta lock the door, please. This is why I keep the doors locked at all times, whether we're home, whether we're not.
I do the same thing in my apartment, even though I'm 4th floor, and I don't think, and everyone's like, don't be so crazy. No one's crazy enough to climb 4 floors.
Want to bet?
You want to fucking bet? Like,
want to bet?
Not unless they're fucking junkies.
I will say this though, like with this situation, it's it sounds like somebody who's maybe a salesperson at this point. I don't know. This particular case doesn't sound creepy to me in that sense, but from my experience, from what I've had happen to me here in that situation, that was in itself was like, it's an eye opener.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where
that's like, wow.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if for whatever reason we didn't hear anything, like if say we weren't even there and she was just hanging out and this happened, it could have been bad. Thank God it wasn't. I'm glad that the guy ran off. But who knows? Yeah. Like, what sane person walks into someone's house and then starts taking their belt off? Yeah, what do you think that insinuates?
That she was going to get...
yes. Yeah. Exactly.
And not... Yeah. And
wrong house, buddy, because it wasn't the right place, right time.
Right.
Let me tell you something.
Does she look like your girlfriend? I don't think so. Well, you have a wife, go be with her.
Shane says, I'd climb 4 floors to get into Austin's apartment. Wink, wink. See, I told you somebody would do it, Austin. Shane's gonna be the one. Next time you hear a little knock knock at night, Shane will be there waiting for you live and in living color, and you'll be waking up to him going, "Hey, buddy."
He's like, "Hey, buddy."
Ah, buddy. Daddy Dash, I'm here for you.
I'd be like, "Dude, how the fuck did you climb all these stairs?"
He's here for the triple D, my dude. You know what I'm saying? The Daddy Dash D. That's what he's here for. He'll climb all those floors to get the Daddy Dash. And there's nothing you can do about it, Austin. There's nothing you can do about this. It's going to happen. And there's nothing. You'll be helpless.
You got to give that wing to the cameras. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. We like to have fun on the show amongst the things that we talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's good to be back, you know?
I agree. And sometimes when we have those breaks, it gives us a little bit more like, okay, we get to look forward to it. There's more to talk about. And not for nothing, but sometimes, we get a little burned out. I mean, we're real people talking about real things, living real life on a real podcast.
Although I was going to say, like 2 weeks ago, I was like fucking sicker than a dog. And I was like, I ain't going to get you. Because I was like, remember you guys were going on like a trip, and I was like, I am not going to get you, nor your kid or your wife's sick. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna let you go do that. And then when you told me you guys got sick, I was like, ha! I wasn't even there, and I didn't even get you sick.
Nope. But King of the Hill's got their season premiere coming up soon in August.
Yeah,
they're coming back, the reboot, and I'm a little stoked for it.
I'm a little stoked for it too. Did
you see the intro?
Yeah, Billy's or Bobby's a fuck. I don't know why I say Billy. Bobby's a fucking adult, dude.
I know, it's crazy.
That's so weird to see him as an adult. Like,
some are saying there's a curse of King of the Hill because, as we know, the voice actor for Dale is no longer with us. You have Lucky. You have oh god, what's her name?
Luann.
Luann. Voice actress for Luann.
And
now recently.
And yeah. Redcorn.
John Redcorn, the actor for John Redcorn.
By the way, it blew my mind to know who voiced fucking Lucky. I didn't know
that it was. Yeah,
I didn't know it was fucking Tom Petty.
Well, to be honest with you, I at one point I think I knew, and then I just kind of lost that information in my head.
I never knew that. Like Tom fucking Petty, dude.
Yeah. But
that's dope though. Like that. You can't get any more like awesome to have like a freaking amazing singer like freaking Tom Petty, dude.
Yeah. Mere months away from this new season of King of the Hill, we have now had another tragic loss of the voice actor of John Redcorn, known as John Joss.
Yes.
And John, here's a picture of him right now. He had an altercation with a neighbor, and from what I understand, this neighbor not only spewed out hateful things because John Joss and his husband lived near this person, they had their house burned down after the threats had been made by this said neighbor. The neighbor threatened that he was going to have burn down their house, and then it happens. And all of a sudden, during a dispute, the neighbor gets a gun and starts shooting multiple shots, and John Joss, unfortunately, ended up being on the opposite end of those gunfire shots.
And funny enough, he's not the first. He's actually not the first voice actor of Redcorn that died too. The original dude died, I think. Died of an accident, I want to say.
Yeah, I think he wasn't as long. I think
he wasn't long, but I remember he died of a serious car accident, and then now this Redcorn is murdered for a hate crime, and I'm like, you know what?
Are the people that are creating? Is Mike Judge? Is he having hits put out on the people that? I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
I fucking hope not.
No. I'm just. It's just there's people out there saying, oh, there's King of the Hill curse. I'm like. You could say that about anything like that, but it's tragic. It's unfortunate, but yeah, this whole scenario. I mean, this is a society we live in, man. Like people will sit there and tell you right now.
And this was right before Pride Month, actually, the first day of Pride Month, actually.
And the thing about it is, like, dude, there are people, and you can sit there and say that it's it doesn't exist. Oh, we live in 2025. No, there's people out there that will actually
That think like they're 1950s.
well, not even that. Just, I mean, dude, the whole thing is just so fucked. And not for nothing, but like, when does it ever end? When does this end? Where, look, you don't like somebody, whatever. Be an asshole yourself. Leave people the fuck alone, right? Be an asshole by yourself. Leave people
If
alone.
they're not bothering me, I'm not bothered. Like, I'm not bothered if they're not bothering me. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's because you are a logical, reasoning person, Austin. Right? If somebody out
I
there,
also have a heart, you know.
well, I'm just saying, like, but when it comes to something like this, obviously, this is something that it's apparent. I know that they're saying that this is not a hate crime, which, you know, when it comes to definition of hate crime, that's up in the air, I guess, for some people, whatever. But this is, if anything is going to be a definition of it in the fucking dictionary, this right here would be the hate crime.
Yeah, especially if you're spewing out like bigotry and you're spewing out like the reason and all that shit. Like, I mean, listen, we've all had bad neighbors, okay? But that's why we find a new place and we move and we don't have to deal with that neighbor anymore.
I will say this: not a lot of people can do that.
Not really.
Financially, they might be obligated to other things that they don't have the money or they just don't have the resources to do that. I don't know.
I get that.
I don't know what I mean. At this point, their house was burned down. John and his husband's house been burned down by the same neighbor that shot him and killed him.
Yeah, no.
And then, oh, by the way, the neighbor killed their
the
dog.
That's okay. That's fucking cruel. That's one thing. Okay, that's one thing you really dislike a neighbor or whatever for whatever. But like, you killed a fucking dog, dude. Like,
Well, I mean, beside that, they killed. I mean, that was the first thing that did it. That was the first thing that happened.
remember, all dogs go to heaven, boy, and you just pissed off one of God's creations, homie.
So the neighbor kills the dog, burns down their house, kills John. What I mean, again, we talk about the justice system. What will happen to this guy now? Will he get a few years, then come back out? Hey, I'm all rejuvenated now. Everything's fine.
Oh, he probably go to rehab or gets like the freaking book thrown at him, and he's like, "Don't do it again." And but because I go to church every Sunday, it's like it's like some people that like are very like obsessive about like hating people that are like, you know, in the LGBTQ community. It's like, I don't give a fuck. You know what? All I taught was like growing up is like, love thy neighbor.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing. Like the people that follow these religions and all that, they really don't. Especially ones with like, I don't want to go down that path right now. It's not the right time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I'm just saying like, you know, but like, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that, you know, follow a faith that they spout all these things off, and then, you know, little do they realize that Jesus himself did not do that.
Yeah.
He did not cast things like that. He actually had people that were quote unquote sinners. He would hang out with them. He would discuss things with them. He would be friends with them. And then you got this I don't know if this guy was religious or not, by the way. I really don't know. But I will tell you this, though. This guy obviously hated John and his husband, obviously, for obvious reasons. And he killed them. Well, killed John in cold blood and attempted to kill the husband in cold blood. The same thing. Doesn't matter. We already know the reasons, and they're saying it's not because of that.
It's bullshit.
I think it states itself for what it is. I mean, it's obvious why this guy fucking did what he did. Now, when it comes to these situations, though, when you get in arguments with people that say you're so let me just bring this up. 2021. Here's a case. I'm not going to play the video. It is a very traumatic video to watch. I've watched it multiple times. I have.
You probably showed it to me.
I won't show it on here because I don't know if it's. I actually seen it on YouTube once, but I'm not going to do that because it's very graphic.
Right.
But there was a video of a couple who were shoveling their driveway. I think this is like February 2021. They're shoveling the driveway, and they're getting in a pissing match with the neighbor across the street. Now, from what I understand, they've been having problems with this neighbor for God knows how long, and you know, the couple was probably in their 40s, I think. Something like that, 50s maybe.
Right.
They keep calling this guy all kinds of different fucking derogatory things. They're swearing at him. You're a fucking pussy. You're this, you're a that. Well then, now mind you, the guy that they're yelling at, the neighbor across the street, he's an ex-vet. From what I understand, he lost his wife to die. She died or whatever.
I think I remember this video. Yes.
So they're shoveling the driveway and all that. This guy goes back into his house. And of course, the husband's still rattling off his fucking words. Oh, that's right. Go inside your house, pussy, or whatever the fucking case may be.
Yep. I've seen that.
He comes back out with a pistol and starts shooting the wife in the fucking road and starts shooting the husband in the driveway. Now, mind you, it's graphic, it's traumatic, and if you're not the kind of person that wants to see it, I would not recommend seeing it. But so basically,
I remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you know, after he does this, he goes back inside. You can see, well, the husband's out of the camera view at this point. The security camera footage, he's in the driveway. He's towards like the house. It's not getting him too much. You can see the wife in the road laying there, gasping for air. She's suffering. This guy comes up. He comes out of the house again with an AR-15. And he goes, "You should have kept your fucking mouth shut." And he fucking blasts her some more. Don't quote me on that wordage, but yeah, he blasts her some more. And then he comes over to the guy in the driveway, blasts him some more. Now, mind you, there's like kids that ran in between the time of him getting the AR-15 and them suffering in the driveway in the road. There's like teenage kids that come running over. "Hey, do you need help? Do you need help?" As he's coming out, they fucking see the guy coming back out with the AR-15. They fucking book it.
Oh, yeah. Like, they knew what the fuck was going on. They were like...
Yeah. And then, so he blasts them, and then he walks inside. And obviously, they succumb to their injuries. And then after that, ends his own life inside his own home. So, I guess the moral of the story is, we as human beings have problems when it comes to ego. And it's just
fuck around and find out.
It's a flaw.
Literally.
It's a flaw that we need to kind of be cognizant of. We just need to understand, like, there's a time and a place for everything, and at that point in time, in that specific scenario, the couple should have just shut their fucking mouths, let it go, continue shoving your drive. They'd probably still be alive today. Now, by the way, they left I think a kid or two or whatever behind. So I think they had like a 15-year-old or whatever that had like special needs. So, needless to say,
and their lives could have been
Yes.
and their lives could have been saved if they just shut their mouths.
Yes, you don't know what's going on behind somebody's closed doors. You don't know what's going on in their head. So stop.
That's why we say be kind.
That's what I'm saying. So like, now I know in this specific situation, I understand why John and his husband would be pissed off. Your fucking dog gets killed by this asswipe. You got your house burned down by this asswipe. At the same time, though,
I would have been pressing charges.
I get
on this
it,
dude.
right? And I'm sure they probably were in the midst of all that. In the specific case with the couple, though, it's like, I don't know the whole story. I just know that that's what was going on. They had a dispute with this neighbor for God knows how long, years. And they let their ego get the best of them. And they no longer are alive today because they decided that the ego was big enough.
They were like, fuck around and find out.
Yes. You want to continue calling names and engaging in with this crazy guy that has all kinds of weaponry.
And he's an ex-veteran?
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. So, especially if he's got nothing left to lose in his own mind, he is going to do something that is going to be regrettable. And obviously he regretted it.
Well, and here's another thing. Well, here's another thing, too. I'm going to add, too. Dude's an ex-veteran. He has PTSD. This dude, well, yeah, he shouldn't be having fucking guns, but, like, the dude's probably, like, he's probably is going through some shit. Like, he probably came home, probably, like, you know, wife either left him and the kids, or you know, wife was caught being, you know, cheating on him, and then
from what I read, that she died years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so he lost his wife.
So yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Like, that's valid. He's probably doing the best he can, like living his life without a love life, and you know, I mean, he still has his guns, but like he's probably shouldn't be having them, especially in the mindset that he had. No, because he was planning on like wanting to off himself at some point, and you know
just
what?
Don't know, man.
You just gave him motivation. You just gave him like the pedal. You put the pedal to the metal of saying, "Go, you know, fuck this dude. We don't give a shit about him." And dude literally just lost it, and you know, became an animal and just did that.
Look, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was younger, I would like nothing more than to elevate situation, you know. And that's just because as a young guy, you have all these things going on, right? Mm-hmm. You're not as knowledgeable and wise, and you do dumb shit. Sometimes you just get to a point where you're like, you feel like you've gone so far that you can't come back from it. Now you got to finish it, right?
Yeah.
But as you get older, you're like, you got to pick and choose your battles. You got to get a little bit more wiser than this. You don't know what the person on the opposite end is going to do or has in their pocket or whatever the case may be.
You don't know what's going to fucking happen to you, man.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't care if you're somebody who's like 6'5", 240 pounds worth of muscle, and you are getting in an argument with some guy who's like 5'6", 130 pounds. The guy could just pull a gun on you, and that's it. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking. You're gone.
And which funny you say that. I saw a video. It was graphic too. It was very graphic, but it was I saw a YouTube video, and it was this skinny ass dude and this big fat man. I think there was a dispute, and I think it was like the big dude was like, probably dinged his car or whatever, or took his spot or whatever. And he was arguing with this skinny ass dude. This dude was about like a fucking twig, and he's like about like maybe like he said 5'6", and this big fat man was like, he thought he could like take care of this guy, like, I'm a big man, I'm the big dude. Ends up getting shot.
That's what I'm saying, man.
With fucking like pistols, and this dude just booked it. I was like, this is at a fucking I think it was like a Taco Bell restaurant, but I was like, that is not even worth like,
no,
like I don't give a shit how big big the bear is. That bear could have that little dude can have a bit of a bark.
It depends, man. Like the guy could be trained to hand-to-hand combat. You don't know who's got training in what. He could have a knife, he could have a gun. Doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter. So at that point, you need to start asking yourself, is it worth the possible outcome?
Expect the unexpected and never underestimate the power of your opponent.
That's what I mean. People need to understand, like, you can't just go ahead and continue on with this nonsense. If you're getting to a point where you're finding yourself in an argument, and it's only because your ego won't fucking let you stop it, you need to be aware of that.
You need to be better within your ego, honestly. Like,
yeah. And look, I think we, especially as guys, we always try to have a point to prove and all that shit. And that's the thing. Like, we need to understand, like, logically, when we're sitting here at a baseline level where we can actually think, critically and reasonably, we can understand, like, okay, these situations, they're not worth it. 5 years from now, if you have an argument with somebody today, are you going to even remember that 5 years ago?
Probably not.
From now? Yeah, you're not going to remember it. You're going to go, huh. It might, if it ever crossed your mind, you're like, that's kind of weird. Doesn't matter to me now. Like that argument that those neighbors had with their with the neighbor across the street. If they were alive today, maybe they wouldn't think about all that.
Or maybe they would have moved.
Right, exactly. With John Joss, I don't know the specifics of what happened in that scenario. I mean, were they there in the area where their house that was once standing? Were they there to like get remains? I don't know. Were they there to do something like, and then all of a sudden this guy barged out and started shit with them? Or like, I don't know how the situation unfolded. It's kind of hard to tell when you don't have the whole picture. Like with the security camera footage of the other incident, you can see what's unfolding. And you can think to yourself, just stop where you're fucking at. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta, like, thinking about it at the end of the day, you just gotta be better than your ego. I mean, honestly, like, we try to be better than ourselves, and we try to be, like, better ourselves and be, I mean, shit, I'm stubborn too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've made my mistakes. I've said some dumb things, and I've, and sometimes I've been corrected, and it's like, oh, okay, I can admit when I'm wrong, but it's like, yeah, no, it's just, some people just like are just very stubborn and are just like, they just want to be right all the time.
Yeah.
And they don't want to see it from other people's perspective. And it's like, well, that's going to ruin you one day, I mean,
you pay the price, man. It's like you hear these people that road rage. You see videos of it. Like you got guys that'll get out of the car, they'll park in front of somebody, get out of the car, go to the driver's window, and then get shot point blank. Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, no, even I have road rage, and I'm like, and yeah, no, it's just.
But you don't ever plan on getting out of the car and confronting somebody. That's crazy.
Nope. I just
insane.
And that's why I'm like very, very like, safety driving. Like I'm a very defensive driving. Like I know my defense and what to do. I'm just like, I'm just gonna, I see
Yeah.
The shit that you see downtown and the traffic, like the people driving, it drives me up the fucking wall. And I'm like,
it will.
and it's like, you know what? If any of these fuckers is like, like talk shit about me, it's like, yeah, go, guess what? I'm the one that that does your fucking paperwork. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like I'm the one that scans dockets and files all their fucking criminal records.
It's just, I wish people would understand, like, it is not worth dying over, especially in front of your family.
It's not worth it, honestly. Like,
it's no, it's not worth it, And I get it, like, dude, when you're in the midst of the shit and you're angry and your mind's just racing and you want to just get the upper hand in the in the argument or whatever, you need to stop yourself and go, is this fucking worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth your life? Is it worth your family's life?
and you know what's really funny? I actually do eat, and that's another thing too. If it's like if I haven't eaten anything like all day, or if I get like really really angry just out of nowhere, then I just become like, oh, I think I'm just hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hangry. I think I'm just gonna eat something. I'm gonna have an apple or something just to fill my stomach, and I'll be much better. And it does. So like literally, like sometimes when you're angry, food helps. Especially if you're really, really angry or you're pissed off the world or whatever, eat. Go eat something. Go eat. Rather it be fatty, rather it be like something healthy, eat something. Like just like it's like almost like stress eating.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like with the mental health crisis that we see in not only our country but the world, you see all these videos, and if you ever come across these videos, whether it's graphic or not, you should, if you're going to watch it, at least take something away from it. Think to yourself, what would I do in that situation? Put yourself in the perception of the others inside the video.
Yeah, got to be mindful of
Think about what you would do in that situation. Think about, hey, if this ever occurs where I get into a situation where I'm in an argument with somebody who's crazy enough to go inside their house and bring a gun out and shoot us, maybe it's good if I just say, you know what, fuck off, I'm minding my own business.
Yep.
And just leave it alone.
If I'm having an argument with someone, I'm just like I'm at the point where it's just like, you know what, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know,
leave it. It's not worth your life, man. You're gonna lose your life. People have lost their lives over the last.
That's why I just tell myself, like, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with your argument. I'm not dealing with your bullshit. You know what? Let's come back at another time. And if we can't do it, that's on us. But it's like, because personalities clash and shit. But it's like, we got to be better than our fucking egos. Like, we got to like see things from a different perspective and not just, oh, well, I'm right, you're wrong. Yeah. Whatever. It's just, or you're wrong. We're all, it's
nuts, man. It's just the world we live in. And I think people should be mindful of who they're talking to and what kind of things how you're interacting with people around you. We're all going through something. And, some people are going through worse things than others. And I don't want to discount other people's mental health or anything that they're going through, but I will say that some people are at a point where they're actually rock bottom to the point where they will do some really crazy things, like this guy did to the couple. And this guy, obviously, with John Joss, obviously has some mental issues, some
anger issues, some egotistical issues,
some hateful issues.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, dude, it's like, you just got to learn to just pick and choose your own battles and walk away sometimes. I know that sounds cliche.
And I was just going to say, go to therapy too.
Do something. Something to help yourself.
Like, listen, we all have bad days, and listen, we've had bad people in our lives, and there's some people that are out there that are just blatantly rude and just like, think they're better than everyone and just want to hear themselves talk. And you know what? That's an ego thing, and that's a narcissistic thing. You don't need to deal with that shit. And you know what? It's okay to hit rock bottom too. It's like, I mean, think of I don't know if it's like a very like a well-known shrink or a well-known psychiatrist once said something about like, we got to treat our mental health like we're lobsters.
Yeah.
Think about it in life. Like, I mean, we're hardened and we know, and we've battled the elements and shit, but there comes a point where those lobsters will like shed their shell and they become soft and like vulnerable, and that's what happens when you hit like rock bottom. Your shell kind of just like, it's okay to like take off your shell and just be like, be who you are, be vulnerable, be sensitive. I don't care. Like, feel your feelings, emotions, have emotions.
Yeah.
You know, we're all humans. I mean, we all have it. And then, but then after a while, like, you know, we get to a point where, you know, after we become, you know, this soft, you know, vulnerable, we get like a little insight, and then we get some insight, we get some like knowledge, and we do better for ourselves. We do some self-care, and guess what? Our shell grows back and becomes harder than ever, like stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to be mentally resilient too, man. Like you said, you know, and that's just it, man. We have to look. I get it. You have a bad day. Everything's going wrong. You're out in public. Someone fucking flips you off on the road. You're gonna get angry, but you need to understand. Like, you need to slow it down. I know it's easier said than done, but you should just slow that shit down and go, listen. Is it gonna matter in 15 minutes? Is it gonna matter in an hour? Is it gonna matter in 5 days? No. You're gonna forget that even happened, and you're gonna go about your life. Now, if you make that decision where you're like, well, fuck you, I'm going to follow you, I'm going to chase you down, and then all of a sudden the guy shoots you with a shotgun.
And you're just asking for trouble.
It's over.
Your
life is over because you made a stupid decision. So
anger is not worth...
No.
Anger is not worth your life.
No, it's not, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I like having these discussions, because it's important, especially when a situation like this happened. Again, I don't know what happened in that situation because there's no footage of it or anything like that with John Jost, but... It's unfortunate, and we live in a world right now where people fucking they still harbor hate.
This country is just becoming more divided and divided like every day, and it's like,
I know.
Whether it be political stands, religious stands, whatever,
everything. It's just it sucks.
And I'm at the point where it's like, I'm not dealing with everyone's bullshit. I'm not dealing with snakes. I'm not dealing with double-edged people. I'm not dealing with the condescending, like criticizing, like comments from people. It's like you know what? Like some people say, oh, well, you live in the city, man, your apartment's so depressing. You know what? I've had some people say it's cozy and it's actually very comfortable to be in. It's like, yeah, because I'm making the environment to be comfy.
Well, that's just it, man. Everyone's perception's different, right? Mm-hmm. You know, some people don't like walking on the beach. They think it's miserable, right? But other people love it.
Yeah. If you're not by the water, I mean, like if you're not used to the same environment every day, you know, I mean, yeah, you're going to get sick of it, you know, after a while, but.
Well, you brought up a good point, and this is kind of like, it's every conversation that's out there, right? You know, there are on both sides of the spectrum, whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning, whatever the case may be. Everyone has a extreme point of view with extreme opinions. Nobody wants to listen. It's a discussion that people mentally in a mature level cannot have, because they get so caught up with these extreme things. Like, they gotta feel like they need to belong
and feel like they're right,
and they need to feel like they still belong to whatever side they lean on. Like, but that's the thing, it's an endless cycle. Obviously, you know the definition of insanity. It's repeating the same cycle over and over again, anticipating different results, and we've been doing that for decades, and it's only progressively gotten worse. And that's just it, man. Like, you look at the shit, and you're just somebody who's in the middle and is just like, okay, can we just fucking come to a resolution so that way we can fix what we have going on here?
It's really funny. Like, I saw a political post, and it was like, there's like how it's like how it's funny how like the far left and then the far right, they're yelling at each other, calling each other like, you know, fascists. They're calling, you know, communists and blah blah.
Libtards,
yeah, and then
conservatards,
all that stuff, and then. Yeah, but then there's the people in the middle. That's me.
That's me too.
I'm like, yeah, you and me, we're telling both those far sides to shut the fuck up.
Well,
literally.
People need to just realize that there's a whole world out there outside of social media. Everybody I've talked to, like, for the most part, I know there's people out there that I've had talked to that are on one side or the other, but a lot of people I've talked to outside of social media are where we are in the middle. Like, and that's just it. Like, people need to fucking forget about social media, forget about X, forget about Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're arguing on, and just go outside and talk to people.
Touch grass.
Exactly. Do what the real world is, and it exists in the real world. This is not the real world. This thing you call social media, and Jordan brought up a good point. It's a bad thing that it is what it is.
It's becoming that. It's like What's the worst thing humans have invented on this planet? Everyone says social media is now saying social media is the worst invention ever, and it's like I get it because it's like it literally destroys relationships, it destroys like people's egos, it destroys happiness, and destroys a lot of like
families. It's destroyed friendships.
Yeah, it's like
and you mix that with the polarizing views from the left and the right, religion, whatever the case may be. It's catastrophe waiting to happen on anyone's ground. I mean, people have lost friends over this shit. They've lost family. They've lost wives, husbands, sons and daughters, sisters and brothers over dumb shit on social media or whatever, man.
People have like been excommunicated out of their families because of the bullshit, because of the political reasons, and it's like
it's nuts.
Like we can't just come together and say like, you know what, we all have different views, but like that doesn't mean I hate you less, or that like coming. I will say this, like family, like especially like coming home should not feel like a battlefield.
No, it shouldn't. Your home should be your safe space.
It should be your
sanctuary. Yeah, you shouldn't go home and feel like you're in a war constantly, which is why I always talk about like how kids are getting bullied and all that shit, and it follows you home now because you have a phone or a tablet.
Been there. Yeah, no, it really does. Bully does follow you home, and it's like social media, whatever, and it's like, and when it follows you home, it's like the worst. Like you just feel
it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
I mean, shit. I've been like, I mean, like I'll say this, like, like you said about mental health is very important.
Very.
I've been in and out of therapy for 24 fucking years, and that's because I've had a lot of shit happen to me.
Yeah.
But I don't try to like, try to feel like, oh, mine was worse than the other. But like, we all have, and I'm still going through it. And I'm still like dealing with and therapy has taught me so much. Like, and it's like, you know what? It's honestly like have saved me some peace, and it's saved me like it just makes me like think differently, and it's like I've stopped myself to like not like say something stupid or say something wrong or like be very mindful of things, but like therapy just it helps, and plus it like gets like, especially with the right therapy, it's good to like get some of that anger out, get to vent and just go off on a tangent.
Yeah, and you know what? Whatever helps people get through the darkness that they have in their lives, do it. If it helps you, do it. If therapy helps you, do it. If the gym, whatever, walks in the park, whatever it is.
Self-care, man. Self-care is the best thing. And then, you know what? I discovered like, as soon as I got to my, being independent and all that stuff, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you know what? You've been through some shit. I love you, but we're gonna get together.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna get through this.
We're gonna get through this. We're gonna do the things that we need to do. We need to get through the coping. We need to cope a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. Some people like to, like I said, take walks in the park, go to the gym, have some therapy. Maybe have a freak off. Maybe launch some missiles to Iran because that's your main focus right now in the world. That's your focus.
Yeah, no.
That's your problem. That's the number core one reason of your problem is Iran. It's always been for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're all going through it, Austin, and we need to find our own way to cope. Okay? So when you go to therapy, just let them know, yes, I understand. I'm going through it. It's Iran's fault. Nobody else's. We're going to launch the missiles. We're going to walk in the park, eat some cake, have a beer, and go to bed and sleep tight.
Go to Chili's.
Yes. And we'll be just fine. And the world will be a better place the next day when you wake up and the sun rises and the missiles fall on the other side of the world, and you'll have a smile on your face thinking, my problems have now gone away.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. And I will leave you on that note.
Mm-hmm.
The M-Balm Effect.com. Check it out. You can go there, shop, treat yourself to some The M-Balm Effect apparel.
Some merch.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Support the show, represent the dirty, which
as
is
you see, I'm representing the dirty.
Right there, the Rated M t-shirt that Austin's got right now. Strong language. You got mature, dark humor. Use of alcohol. Once in a while we drink. Absolutely dirty adult themes, because that's what we do. You can get that shirt on there right now, $19.99 on the website, theembalmeffect.com. And don't forget, again, I'll post this for you.
And don't forget,
We have 700 subscribers on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe, hit that bell. You'll get all of the beautiful updates when we go live and upload new content. Mwah, chef's kiss. Austin, showcase the next thing that we have on our...
I was going to say, see this beauty?
It's it's kind of dark where you're
yeah.
at. There you go. Show it in the light. Show it in the light. Let people see it. The M-Balm Effect beanie, that's also up there as well. I know it's not hot or warm. We also have snapbacks.
Yes, we do have snapbacks.
So, we even got mugs. Go check it out. You support the show and you represent the dirty, which is... The dirty is our fans. That's the dirty. Everyone, because we're dirty, we're real people doing dirty things once in a while, right? Right, Austin?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, all these discussions that we have, they're important. We should definitely think about them more and more as we go on in our lives.
Amen.
And if you got anything to send our way, feel free to slide into our DMs like you have been doing. And you can email the M-Balm Effect at thembalmeffect@gmail.com. You can give us a call and leave us voicemails, 855-622-5619. You can do a lot of things, and if you have something you want us to talk about, just shoot them our way. We will we'll sleep on it.
We love hearing from you guys.
And then we'll bring it up to you. Yeah, we do. We love it. So, yeah. Everybody that's tuned in live, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. And
we love you guys.
And yeah, until next time, we will see y'all live and in living color on the M-Balm Effect. We'll probably be off around 4th of July, something like that. So
I will not be here next week or after 4th of July because I got a wedding to be in. So
there you go.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I will say this, even though your wedding passed, I would have loved to be. I would say this. I'm happy to be. I get to say I've been in two of my really good friends' weddings.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been in.
I know, I do too.
Although I will say this, I was there in spirit.
You were there in spirit.
Yes.
The Wheels of Life says, check out the Vegas shooting, the YouTubers. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I want to check that out. I don't know much about it. I will say this. I've only heard briefly things about it, but I have not looked into that one.
That would
be something we'll dive into.
I was just going to say, that would be a good discussion to talk about on the next episode.
The Vegas shooting, yeah. I agree. Keep your eyes and ears open for updates on the Facebook page or on YouTube for when we go live and when the next episode will release or whatever the case may be, whether it's a recording or another live stream like we usually do. Just keep your eyes and ears open because we'll be posting updates. And Finny the Legend and Manny Sin City family incident. Oh, another one. Yeah, we'll have to look into this, Austin, because there's a lot of different things that we need to talk about. I know that
I agree.
There's so much shit that happens in our world that we got to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But
let's try and make I will say this. Let's try to make the world a little bit better place and at least have a little mindful. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree. But until then, this is the M-Balm Effect. Austin, say your sign off.
Love you guys. You guys stay safe. And we'll see you next time. Man, I'm not good at signing off.
You're not good at us signing off?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'll do it for you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will be back live next time on the M-Balm Effect. Keep your eyes and ears open. We will see you next time. This is the M-Balm Effect. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
There goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops. Spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.